Boop. Yeah, it does. Nice. Yep.
Nice.
Alrighty. Here I am.
How would you put intro videos into yours?
Um,
If I make the intro video.
for like a live stream, I'd have to look into it, but I'm pretty sure I
Like I know
can.
how to do it with Bebo. You just put it in, and then you just stretch it out, and you press play on it whenever you want. And it puts
Exactly. I'd make a scene in OBS. I use OBS.
yeah.
And they have media sources or like like video captures, so I could just do a scene that has the video on it and then transition between them manually.
Yo, guys, are we ready?
Yeah. R. Boom.
Alright. So start the stream.
Yeah, stream is on, but I think I'll need someone to
Change the titles.
change the titles.
I'll look into that.
I'll see if I can get people from my
edit the
channel
title.
too.
Oh,
Yeah.
what do we need to... Alright, got it.
I would do team. What is this? Team Sigma
Vital
versus
Fire?
Team Beta.
No, I think it's
It's
Vital
Team
Fire.
Omega versus Beta.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna host this.
So Beta versus Omega?
Slash
Yeah.
host. Which one's... Oh, never mind. I know which one's beta. The ones that have beta as their tag.
Alright. I
Posting that.
changed it, but
I think just refresh the browser. It should probably...
it still
Yeah.
didn't.
Casting some NightFall. Okay. There we are. And then when we get the title set up, I'll go, let's see, go into the caster lobby. Where the fuck is that? I think it's, oh, caster's corner. And it's locked to me, so you'll have to give me some privileges on Discord as well.
Hold on. It should be unlocked to.
Oh, it is. All right, never mind. Oh,
Yeah, see?
yep, we're good. Get the other caster in here. All right. Hello.
Alright, man.
Hey.
He's coming, he's coming. I had to change him to caster too.
All right. We've missed some of picks and bans here, but are you spectating as well?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, good. There's a bug in the spectator client where it like falls behind, it like lags and then falls behind live, and so there's a chance that like we aren't synced up. So what you have to do to kind of work around that is just spam the plus sign, like your plus key on your keyboard, the fast forward hotkey, and that'll keep you kind of up to date.
Like, refreshes it.
It like fast forwards to the live, whatever's live in the spectating client, but it's really fucking annoying, but it's something to be aware of just in case I'm like seeing different shit than you are. That would make things pretty awkward. Are you in picks and bans right now?
Yeah.
All right.
Jinigami's picking. 10 seconds.
All right, so we have Leona, Tristana, and Zoe picked up for, what is it? Is Omega on the blue side?
Omega.
Okay.
Yeah, Team Omega.
And Zaya, Rakan, bottom lane, Cho'Gath, and Nautilus, a bunch of CC hard. Some tanks there. Let's see. Looks like Kha'Zix locked in the jungle for Omega. What are you thinking of these team comps right now?
Uh, hmm. Team Beta's going for the, the real tanky standard. They're gonna be playing around Zaya a lot. Team Omega's got a really tricky team to play with, but if they can pull it off, they can snowball really hard.
There you go. Yeah.
To win early.
They got Shen too, so one of the strongest top laners right now up there. But I mean, that is a huge stand behind me composition coming up from Team Beta there. I mean, that is three and a half huge tanks, a ton of engage, and a absolute shitload of CC for the Zaya. And then, of course, you do have the global presence from the Shen. Lockdown from the Leona, but a little bit disjoint in the draft here because Kha'Zix isn't really known for team fighting. And the Leona, Tristana, and Zoe are going to be looking for picks as well. So just a little bit odd from the draft.
They're definitely looking to snowball this game really fast with the Kha'Zix pick and the Zoe pickup.
Yeah, the Zoe. Oh, what position do you play typically?
Main ADC.
Okay.
And top lane's my secondary.
What do you think of the strength of Zaya right now compared to Tristana Leona?
I think she's great. I mean, I love Zaya Rakan lane.
Yeah.
She's got, she's gonna have to show up this game though. She's really their only damage right now.
Yeah, definitely. There's going to be a ton of focus on the bottom side of the map here for Beta. There has to be, because if Zaya falls behind, it is going to be rough. And with I'm actually thinking about it right now with the Shen on top of the Kha'Zix, potentially stealthed Shen ult onto the backline. They probably have enough damage just between those two to take her out. And after they pick off the one carry, if they can get that pick on the carry, it's just going to be easy pickings from there. So they do have a win condition. We'll see how they play out.
We'll see how good the tanks can peel their Zaya.
Yeah. That's a risky composition, single carry compositions, especially with just straight CC peeling. No shields really coming out from anyone. So you usually see that with a Kog'Maw or a Jinx or a Tristana, right? Somebody who has a little bit more safety, a little bit more mobility. Zaya really has to come up. Yeah. So that's going to be tough to pull off for Beta, but we'll see. We have about a minute and 25 seconds left in the spectator delay, and then of course we're going to have to load onto the Rift too. So we got plenty of time here. I'm excited to be doing my first cast here for NightFall League. And hold on, I got to figure out who I'm casting with. What do I call you?
Just call me Rias. That's my in-game name.
Rias. Okay. Well, my first-time color caster Rias here is gonna be joining us with his diamond perspective on the game.
Should be a fun game. Both teams have a pretty risky comp going on. See if they can perform their duties, make it happen.
Yeah, that's the one thing. I don't know how NightFall runs as a league, like how long some of these guys have been playing together, but typically in amateur leagues, the draft is important, don't get me wrong. Drafting a good composition always starts you off on a right foot, but I've seen people draft the most random stuff and still come out with an absolute stomp victory. So there's not a win or loss really in the draft right now. It's all about that execution, and we'll see. Each team knows what they have to do. Protect the Zaya, kill the Zaya. It's a pretty binary game, and we'll see what happens as we load onto the Rift. We got, 11 people joining us on Twitch. This is the big times. I feel like I'm a cutie pie right now. Yep, loading on right now. We need, what do we need? We need I guess he sent me like overlays and shit, but I just didn't have time to put it on. Maybe next time. Is this a best of 3 series or is this a single game?
Quite sure it's best of 3.
Okay. Well, I have a little bit of stale popcorn next to me, so I should be good.
Still pop.
We got all platinum borders up there.
Diamond on Choga.
Yep. The team synergy up there from Omega.
I wonder if he's gonna bring out a more AP heavy Choga build. Interesting.
Yeah, it came with a cleanse. So cleanse gets rid of the sleep, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should come in handy.
Definitely, especially with a pretty low cooldown. Comet is a interesting choice for the Cho'Gath, but Cho'Gath is such a good champion, and Zoe, although really, really annoying, if Cho'Gath can just ignore her trading patterns early, start chomping, get really, really healthy, he's going to be super useful in these team fights. And Zoe really has to skirt around like the old AP Nidalee, where she's just looking for those picks from the outside of the fights and really can't get in and get DPS onto the Xayah when she has all these tanks that she has to shoot her skill shot through. So we'll see how that plays out. The Cho'Gath matchup into the Zoe, really not too sure. She's still pretty new here, but we'll see what happens. Cleanse, a nice choice, but she brought Barrier instead. I really think that they're going to start gravitating. Actually, we do see a level 1 here. Grand Paradox walks into the bush, sees Original Broski, lands the hook, knocked up from the Rakan, and that is first blood over to that Cho'Gath. Great level 1 there from Team Beta, or I don't know which team that is. Which team is that?
Yeah, Beta.
That's Beta? Okay.
Yeah.
Should
Blue's
probably
Omega,
write that down.
Red's Beta.
Omega Beta. Okay. Yeah, Team Beta 1-0 right there. What do you think of that level 1?
I mean, they're making it happen. And went for the play that they thought they could do, and Broski just got caught off guard.
Yeah, usually don't expect four hard CC abilities at level 1 coming at you, but there's nothing that Tristana could do. I think, did she level up her rocket jump there to try to get out?
Doesn't look like she leveled up anything yet.
Okay.
I think she was ready for that.
maybe could have put a little bit more effort, but knows she was caught. Junglers are starting both on the red side of the map. Kind of expected that from the Rammus, since we're going to see him influencing the bottom side of the map more. But we'll see if Kha'Zix can get up in his face in the jungle. Right now, Leona, such a power down in the bottom lane. She is the highest win rate support right now on this patch, and it's hard due to that extra damage from the CCs and just how ridiculous. There was a clip on Reddit the other day where Alistair went in for an engage on a Draven and solo kills him, and then the Vayne on the other team, on Alistair's team, comes in and tries to help trade, but then gets soloed out by the Leona. It was another one of those 80 carry in 2017 memes, but we do see Rakan getting a little bit of damage on top. Nice poke from the bottom lane of Beta there.
I think Xayah and Rakan's pretty well equipped to deal with Leona Tristana, though, to be honest.
Yeah.
Especially once they hit 6, you know. Xayah's got the ulti for the Leo ulti. Just dodge it.
Yep.
It's a good matchup for them.
Yeah, Xayah Rakan, a really, really good bottom lane. We saw a ton of it before the preseason, but now Xayah not really having as much success with the new runes. We do see Kha'Zix ganking in the mid lane. Sleep lands on, and he is asleep, and he is having nightmares because Kha'Zix takes him down in the mid lane, ties up the score 1-1, and they get one back. It's a nice play by the Kha'Zix, putting pressure in the mid lane.
It's both sums from Cho'Gath out, so he's pretty easy pickings for these jungle and mid laner now.
Yeah, and Flash still available for Zoe, so if they can get the ball rolling on Zoe early, she can be absolutely annoying to play against. Grand Paradox, though, has been found by Yadogod, and he's looking to put down the damage. D's Games walking down the river, comes in, forces the flash out of the Nautilus, and even a question mark there from his team. A little internal BM. Oh, a DC, that's what it is.
He's just standing there.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was, you know, he was just taunting him because he was like, I don't even need to chase this. I know you're gonna flash, and he did. But it looks like it is the DC from Yadogod on Kha'Zix. That sort of shit happens all the time in internet leagues here. It's tough to deal with, but hopefully we'll get it settled soon. Pauses are my favorite thing to watch in the game by far. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. So I don't know if this is like the Discord overlay or something new, but it's showing in game for me like my Discord picture, my Discord avatar, and yours in like the top left corner of my screen. And then when I'm talking, it like lights it up, and then when you're talking, it lights yours up. So it's like, I don't know, just a new Discord overlay or something. It's really cool though.
Yeah, it is. You can turn it off if you need to in the settings.
That's super useful for I think for people watching potentially, because then they're like, who the fuck is talking? And then they see it. Because it doesn't really take up a lot of space. It like auto dims too, so it's really not intrusive at all. I think that's really cool. Looks like we are about to be back in game though. 1-1, all even at 4 minutes in, but you were talking about it, Cho'Gath does not have any summoner spells available right now, and I could definitely see Kha'Zix coming in for another gank on Cho'Gath. That is, like, I find Cho'Gath really, really annoying to play against, but that is one of his clear weaknesses, is he really has no mobility. So if his wave is pushing and you can get the drop on him without flash, he is almost always a kill before level 6. You just gotta watch out for his innate tankiness and his 1400 true damage ultimate late game after he has 4000 HP. I mean, that's the point where you're annoyed, but if you can keep him from getting to that point, then you are in good shape. And we talked about them getting the ball rolling early, and getting that kill onto Kha'Zix is how they can do it.
It's up to Rammus to counter gank mid. I think they have a pretty strong 2v2, to be honest. If he can match the timings, we could definitely turn it around.
Yeah. We shall see it. Well, maybe. I mean, we could be paused for the next 25 minutes, and then we'll never know. But,
lean back in the chair.
yep.
Mm,
Have some water. I have some Kraken rum next to me. I could have a bunch of that, I guess. We'll see if the pause gets past 20 minutes, maybe. All right, in the Twitch chat, let's see. I want to see some predict. Oh, damn! I don't have it set up. I was gonna say I have a bot. I could set up like a poll and do cool stuff like that, but maybe I'll look into that real quick. Deep bot. Oh, I would need to have authorization on that channel. Never mind, doesn't work. I tried. I was gonna ask the people of lovable Twitch community land what their predictions were for this game, who they were rooting for, and also we could ask for predictions on when you think this pause is going to be over. We're at 25 minutes and 50 seconds remaining right now. I'm guessing 23 minutes and 23 seconds before we unpause. That's my guess. What about you?
I don't know. Getting a little sleepy over here.
Yep. Yeah, it's nap time. I gotta set this. Face too big. There we go. Oh, man. This is the straight action-packed stuff that we like to see here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Beta gets the W. NF Hike channels his inner senpai and hard carries. All right. 23 minutes and 17. Pause is over. Hey, no spoilers, Bomber. Dick. Well, that gives me hope at least. It gives me hope for the pause being over soon. Are you able to turn up Raya's? Yeah, I can. Looks like your volume levels are lower than mine. Makes sense. User volume up. Okay. Yeah, we'll see after the pause is over. Let me know levels wise how everything is. If I'm too overpowering or anything in general, I can adjust stuff and get it all set up. But I did increase his levels. Everyone, I am the best food.exe caster on this side of the Mississippi. But for League of Legends, I don't know if I break top 15. I don't know. All right, he's reconnected. I just 4 seconds. That's what I need, and then oh no, my prediction was wrong. I was close though. Time remaining.
We about to get back into the action? That's the question.
Yeah, they're asking for it. Number Juan in your book. Oh, there we go. We're back in. Yeah, I'd spam plus just in case you're not there. I'm at 4 minutes and 10 seconds into the game.
Yeah.
We do see Smurf Hike on the bottom side of the map right now. Waiting. Is that a glitched balloon? Do you see that balloon in the bottom lane as well? Or do those show up in every lane, like, regardless of where Zoe is on the map? Because I saw a balloon up in the top lane and in the bottom lane. I figured they would only spawn like locally to where, like, within proximity of Zoe, but I guess I'm wrong.
I'm not too sure, honestly.
Yeah, me
Guess
neither.
so.
Yeah, looks like it.
It could be just a visual glitch, though.
Yeah.
That happens a lot with the spectating client.
Yeah, I really wish that, oh my gosh, look at Rames's came in and they go full hard onto Leona. No root from Zaya. Sarah Lean has to get out and does. Trades back a little bit of damage. Yeah, that was a tough attempt from Rames. Used the flash a little bit too late on the power ball. And Iris maybe going down here. Drowsy asleep. And it looks like Cho'Gath is narcoleptic this game because he just keeps falling for it. Tristana jumping in, puts the dot on, and Kha'Zix hits him in the backside for a second as Kiba pokes as well. But the bottom lane is going to be A-okay to just walk out and sustain up. They got a couple pots left.
They blew 3 flashes there, trying to get onto them. It's going to be pretty rough for them after that one.
Yeah, I talked about trying to force something on the bottom side, like get the Zaya ahead, but failing the execution is what they did there. But it looks like this Infernal Drake actually is going really well. Nice smite by the Rammus. Picks up the first kill of the fight as well. Kha'Zix is gone, and Rammus picks up a double kill onto the Leona. You do see up in the top lane, though, Grand Paradox doing a little bit of trading on D's game. So Nautilus, not a bad pick into the Shen, but a great pickup from Rammus there. Absolutely coming through huge. Picks up the Infernal Drake and 2 kills for himself.
Let's turn that nasty little play ball lane around.
Yep, that's yeah, I mean he came in, failed flash in the bottom lane gank, but then absolutely redeems himself there on the dragon. And you did call it, Jim and Jeremy. You did. Hike might be carrying this 2-0-1 right now. Should already, yeah, he's already got the Bomby Cinder available for him, and he's gonna walk back into the jungle. Is clear is gonna be so much faster now. We just have to worry about that Zoe a little bit. 1, 0, and 1 right now, 44 CS. But you got to look at the CS differential there in the bottom lane as well with Azaya, 20 CS ahead of Tristana. And as an AD carry player, I mean, is that what you would expect from this matchup, or is Tristana just kind of getting just losing the last hits a bit?
She's losing out a little bit. Sometimes you can kind of just mess up the CS with the explosive charge.
Yeah.
Yeah, the passive on it just kind of messes up CS sometimes, but yeah, he's a little bit behind. We'll see if he catches up here soon. He's definitely got a chance to.
Not looking too bad though. I guess 14 CS really not awful. Kha'Zix playing into all these tanks is really what I'm worried about. If this game goes late, if the Cho'Gath, Nautilus, and the Rammus are able to scale, then I mean, Kha'Zix is just going to be useless. There's nothing he can really do other than make like a miracle play and somehow get on top of the Xayah, even though she has all this CC at her disposal, or their team does. It's just looking grim for the Kha'Zix, and we do see Rammus pulling into the jungle right now looking for him. He is on top of him, uses the roll, but just gets the jump out of him, and he rolls back into his own jungle. 3-2 right now, 400 gold lead for Beta, and most of that gold is on Rammus. So one of the ones, I mean, he could potentially carry this game out of the jungle. Rammus's ganks are extremely potent. They are not difficult, and they're just extremely easy to execute, and extremely like, they happen so often, right? He's obnoxious. He's kind of like Hecarim, you know. He comes in super speed. They almost feel unavoidable, but
very, very efficient.
Yeah, it's, the Powerball just gets him so much mobility around the map, and already he picked up the boots. Doesn't have him upgraded yet, but it is a noodle fight in the top lane. But they're bringing a bug to it. Grand Paradox doesn't want to mess around and just flashes right out of there.
Cho'Gath's having a rough time in mid.
Yeah, he is. That does not look fun at all.
It does not.
Poor guy. Smurfite coming in the bottom lane, but they trigger the teleport from Shen, and they get him to cancel it. So just Rammus showing up in the bottom lane forces out the summoner spell from Shen. Nice macro play there by Team Beta. Nautilus walking up for these aggressive and high impact trades up in the top lane. So much action between these two tanks, just slapping each other for like 20 damage per auto. It's, I mean, that is high quality, interesting, high mechanics League of Legends that I just love. I absolutely love watching. I'm glad the auto camera is focusing up here right now, but I guess it is just kind of a slow early game. 10 minutes in, only 5 kills, and I think Beta has the scaling on their side, so they can play this game slow. They can play it more methodically. Let the Cho'Gath get big. Let the Rammus farm up the jungle a little bit, and as long as they don't get too far behind, I think they may have a chance rolling into the mid game.
They got the Infernal on their side too.
Nice engage from the Rakan. Charms one, charms the second. The quickening is not enough. Ulted back out, and Cerulean misses the Zenith Blade, but do they have enough damage? Nice dodge of the ultimate there, and the flash is on, but look, Shen is coming in. Smurfike has taunted up Leona and takes out Leona as well. That is his 3rd kill of the game, but Yato God is up in the top lane. Smurfike has low, but a nice nom 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 from the Cho'Gath puts Kiba in a bad spot, but man, that is so much damage coming out from the Zoe, and so many low health bars coming from the side. She just barely misses there. Almost could have picked up too. Rakan with the engage. He is a drowsy little armadillo, and Kiba uses the hourglass, but shuts down Rammus. Return kill. Shutdown goal goes onto the Xayah. Broski hops. He absolutely picks up one back. So I mean, just a chaotic fight, and pretty much even all the way around now, as long as they don't hit anything. Oh my god, he's going ham, just barely misses. Comet is on. Cho'Gath silences. One more auto attack should do it, but he gets the walk away Steph Curry rupture. Nice job from the Cho'Gath, but Kha'Zix has shown up. The action, it literally never ends. Yadogod knocked up. He is airborne. Ooh, Alucard really needs to be careful. Just one isolated Q away from dying. And they're able to walk out of there. So, in total, it's now 6-5. And the Rammus is coming in to fight the Kha'Zix. But so much used in these bottom lane fights. And it, once again, just they turn up even. The TP a while ago that I said was forced out from the Shen was actually picked up from Zoe. I think that's, I mean, just a side note here, I think that's absolutely ridiculous that a champion can pick up a teleport from a minion drop, like from CSing, like something that you're required to do in this game. She gets a teleport for that. I mean, that's just so much pressure around the map. Tough to deal with.
Pretty nutty champion.
Yeah, Riot likes to do some crazy shit sometimes where they just, I mean, Ornn right now is kind of touted as the strongest champion in the game, or the most broken champion in the game, and he's pretty new. So a lot of his mechanics are sure to be knocked down a little bit, but I think they're doing the same thing with Zoe here. They added a lot into the kit at the beginning, and I think they're just going to start stripping some stuff out until they have them at the level that they want. But look at that, picks up a heal, so no trade, no real trade for Cho'Gath, but that is so many people, and the Kha'Zix is here, but he doesn't want any. Nautilus picks up a kill.
Definitely got the CC to lock down Zoe if they catch her.
Yeah. She is super squishy and can only sleep one target, so if the Nautilus hook comes in, you know, they have so many forms of CC that they can come in and take out that Zoe with, and they see him do it. And Cho'Gath, even though he's kind of been getting bullied a little bit in the mid lane, he's been doing very well in CS so far. Still ahead at this point in time, 112 at 14 minutes, so CSing very effectively. So we know that Cho'Gath, he's just going to start stacking health, and at some point he's going to be able to walk up and put 1500 damage. Now Rakan getting a little bit of a heal, but not very much action in the bottom lane right now without the help of the Shen ultimate. But it is available for him. We'll see if they try to make something happen again. The other thing on the table right now is the Drake. It's an air Drake, so a lot of people don't prioritize it as much, but Grand Paradox really has to be careful. Shen has so much damage, and Yadogod has shown up, and there is a pause right before the inevitable death of this Nautilus up in the top lane.
He's still got a flash up for now.
Yeah. We'll see. And now he has a ton of time to think about whether or not he wants to use it. I mean, he's like, all right, it's possible that Kha'Zix is going to use his jump here. He can play out so many different scenarios in his head in this pause, and we'll see what happens. He just used the hook to drag himself a little bit further away. It looks like he does have the shield on already, so...
Deez also has flash up.
Yep, he could.
Catch him with a flash taunt.
Yep, and Yadogod not long for having his up either, but Deez games at this point, I mean, doesn't really have much armor, but they're both so healthy. I really do think that they could dive the Nautilus here. He has depth charge available, so I don't know if it's worth it spending the time to turn around and cast that to knock Yadogod away from him. But we'll see what happens here in a second. They are asking to see if they're ready right now. And before pause keybind hack, yeah, maybe that's what it was. Next level strategies potentially coming out from Team Beta here, where they knew the Nautilus was going to get caught, but wow, he actually walked back in. They decided not to go for it at all. So I mean, it is a risky play. Yeah, of all the scenarios I came up with, that was not the one I was expecting. But they are pushing, and then Alucard disconnects again. Nice.
He's reconnecting again.
Nautilus.
Yeah, it's stable internet coming out from the Rakan, it looks like. Ugh. This is too much. Too much for me. 15 minutes?
Did not expect Nautilus to live at all.
Yeah.
I expect him to die in every scenario.
And it wasn't like he even turned back kind of to like fight the Kazakhs there for a second. Like he was going to do something. But they are prepping for a dive right now. Shen is able to easily clear the wave with the Tiamat right now. And like I said, is tanky enough at this point. They're both full health. They should easily be able to execute this dive. But I was wrong the last time I tried predicting what would happen after a pause. So we'll see what happens here. This kid's playing from Africa, or it's just maybe since net neutrality has been repealed, he just hasn't paid enough for his League of Legends subscription, so they throttled him.
He's got to get the right package.
That's right. They're scaling up. Team Beta, 500 gold ahead. They got the Infernal Drake and priority here on the bottom side of the map. Since they are aware that Kazakhs is planning on diving here, the typical play for the red team, if they're not going to support him, would be to try to make something happen on the opposite side of the map. Grand Paradox is here. He's trying to walk away to his turret. He's actually so tanky. That is absolutely ridiculous. Jinagami stunned up. And Serling is here. They're trying their best to do it, but he does get stunned. And the exhaust might be a little bit too late. Featherstorm comes out. Zenith Blade is gone, but from downtown, the sleep takes him out. And Zoe is the first one to roam. It looks like they're going to try for it, and that is a double kill. Nice pinging and ponging from the Zoe, and they're not going to get anything done up in the top lane, but so much aggression from Omega here. It's well played, and a nice chunk of damage onto the Cho'Gath as well. Priority in the top lane, priority in the bottom lane. They're just getting everything done right now, being very proactive. Seven to 7. They have taken the 500 gold lead. Grand Paradox, now that he has the Ninja Tabby, looks like he can trade a little bit better with the Shen. But the Shen still is kind of ridiculous right now. But might have to be careful here. Rooted up, blocking some of those auto attacks. But if Grand Paradox has the mana, I think he actually wins this fight. These games knows it, backs up a little bit. Because there's a lot of minions helping out the Nautilus there. Either way, great aggression. Ooh, the hook barely lands up in the top lane. I don't know about that hitbox, ladies and gentlemen, but these games should be a-okay. They are scaling up well. These are very tanky champions, and unfortunately, they're the only ones that are really trading. But Team Beta looks towards the dragon and secures their second one with the Cho'Gath ultimate. So he gets a stack. They get another Drake, and they're looking pretty good in this mid game, but they are behind a little bit in gold right now.
Like Shin can probably win the extended trades. I just don't think he's backed in a little while.
Nope, he's going for it right now. Yeah, Ram is coming in, but Kazakhs is here for the counter gank, and he is stealth. God goes onto the Xayah, pulls back. Rakan is peeling best he can. It's still a 3v3. Original Broski very, very low. Smurf hike almost goes down, and the Shen ult is on top, but they do not want to press it underneath the turret.
So they're gonna set up a siege.
Yep. Yeah, Tristana, one of the best champions in the game for taking down turrets. Maybe right behind Ziggs, but just so good. And Rammus was able to get away with, I don't know how much HP he had there, but probably sub 100. Very lucky that they got out of that, even though they were the ones that engaged. There's just so much potential for turning it around with the Stand United. And they do have to worry about this Zoe, who is just beating on the Cho'Gath. Look at that, has an ignite. Now she has a smite. Like, how many summoner spells does this champion have? And the answer is unlimited, it appears. Just keeps landing those sleeps. Nice dodge by the Cho'Gath there, and Nautilus comes in to support a little bit. But I think it may be first tower up in the top lane, even though we do have aggression in the bottom lane. one more shot maybe onto Cerulean, but no, Original Broski is trading back the damage. Full charge on that explosive, and doesn't really do much to Alucard, but more aggression down in the bottom lane. We were talking about how much focus there was going to be there, and Shen does take advantage up in the top lane to secure themselves first tower gold. Cho'Gath's asleep, and Cho'Gath is dead in the mid lane. That has been the story of the game so far, but just from that kill and the first blood gold up in the top lane, they have extended their lead to about 2K, and Omega is looking great right now at about 20 minutes into the game. Yeah, the Twitch memes for these teams right now, right? Omega LOL versus Beta Cucks. That's what it is.
That's wonderful.
We need. I can't believe how applicable that is. That is very interesting. So I mean, they have the 2 Drakes. Nobody's gonna pick up the Rift Herald for them. The gold is mostly going on to the Zoe right now, and she is gonna have a tough time later on in these team fights finding damage onto the Xayah. But if she's far enough ahead, which she kind of is right now, and already has the double penetration from the Source Shoes and the Leandries, she may just be able to burn through some of these tanks and just brute force her way into the Xayah by knocking down these tanks first. So she might be an absolute force to be reckoned with. They got to be careful here. But it looks like they're focusing on something up in the top side. Swapped the bottom lane up there, and they're just doing the Australian lanes. Look at all this CC. The poor Cho'Gath just gets taken out as Leona does secure it. They move to make something happen up in the top lane on Tristana, but she has the jump available, had the ult available, didn't even have to use it. So once again, this Team Omega is just doing such a good job pressing their advantage here and getting these picks. We do see Rammus coming up into the mid lane, lands onto the Leona, taunted up, knocked up, rooted up, and she's just really, really tanky. One more comes on. Zenith Blade awkwardly dances her into the front, but Rakan picks up the first kill of the fight. D's Games is on the backline, one hit away from dying Nautiluses, but I'm not Yoda. Taunted up, Smurf Hike has gone down to Kiba. Kiba goes for another one. A nice trade of back of damage from the Xayah, but they cannot pick any more up, and she really, oh my god. Once again from downtown, Kiba takes another one out, and he really, Rakan really has to be careful here too. Yeah, decides to back up a little bit further before he goes back to the base, and that is 7 kills on that Zoe.
Xayah needs to be careful in this position too.
Yep, as the sleep on, Kha'Zix jumps, and there is the damage. Nice picks though. I'm really impressed with this Zoe play. Like, obviously a super annoying champion, but Tristana takes out a turret, takes out a Cho'Gath, and they are snowballing out of control right now. 3.6k gold lead, 22 minutes in. Drake spawning in 45 seconds, and they are going to have full control of the map pretty soon, if not already, with these 2 towers.
Quite surprised Zoe wasn't banned. She's a little overtuned right now.
Yeah, interesting. Maybe they know something. Maybe they weren't aware that Zoe was in Kiba's champion pool, but now they know. So we'll see the adaptation from them, hopefully, coming into the next game in this series. Yato God staying in, and they actually look to try to put some damage down onto the Nautilus. Super tanky with the Sunfire Cape. Solar Flare, nice pick there, but he uses the Blast Cone. He popcorns his way to safety. So that's what happens, but Shen really has to be careful. He's locked up so much CC, and he gets eaten up by Iris. And they're going to continue the fight forward. Featherstorm is used, double root. So much damage onto the Zoe and the Leona. So right as I say that this team was snowballing out of control, they trade a Drake for 3 kills in the mid lane.
They should go Baron.
Yep.
I wish I could scream at them to go Baron.
You could. It just wouldn't. They probably wouldn't hear you. But, I mean, they are getting some objectives. One turret down in the mid lane. And they should get this second one, too. They may be able to turn and set up some vision around Baron right now, because you do see blue team does have a lot of red wards around, but it looks like they're just satisfied with a couple of turrets. They're going to back off, and they're going to spend some of that gold.
That was a really nice fight from them. They got the first pick on Shen and followed up with the pick on Zoe and Leona.
It was that classic solo queue scenario where one person goes in, gets picked, and then another person who was like trying to help them then gets picked because they were coming in, and then the next person comes in, and it's just everyone coming in, getting chained up and dying.
It's the domino effect.
Yep, it's just the classic solo queue move, but we do see D's Games and Grand Paradox slapping it out for the 100th time this game at least, and Nautilus just slaps him with the anchor and walks out of there.
Nautilus has the red buff, so he's gonna win out on these trades a lot with the cheap
Yeah, he
damage.
will. Yeah, he will, and he is applying it as much as possible. But Shen, very, very, very tanky. Nautilus not really bringing that much damage to the table, but does establish some dominance there in the bottom lane, and he does have a big wave. Wow, the flash knockup, the silence, and that was huge from Iris, but there we go. The continued engage comes in, and Xayah picks up one. Stand United comes through, and there is the Zenith Blade, but the Featherstorm comes in, and that is another kill for the Cho'Gath, second one of the fight. Dan's Game is knocked up, he is locked up, he is rooted, and they pull it back, and this is going to be the Baron that you were looking for.
Team Beta's really playing their game right now. They're playing their comp really well.
That Cho'Gath play was impressive. They knew, like, Cho'Gath put the ward in the lane, so they knew when he was going to be coming in, and pulled the old Bjergsen flash over the wall to fully combo down two members of Omega, and this is going to be a Baron for them, but there is a chance to steal, but it's really hard to steal away from a Smite and a Cho'Gath. Shadow God needs to be careful. Smurf Hike comes in from the backside using the Baron buff. They're going to pick up some more gold onto this turret. So Xayah, 3, 3, and 7, has the Essence Reaver and the Rapid Fire Cannon completed. Pretty big. I mean, she was doing a ton of damage in that last fight because they haven't really gotten that tanky. The Shen, although can block the auto attacks, really doesn't have nearly as much as the Nautilus does in terms of tank items. Nautilus, tough to cut through with the Sunfire Cape and the Righteous Glory, but the Shen just with the Adaptive Helm and then a couple components. So Kha'Zix's obviously easy to rip through as well, especially when the Zoe and the Tristana get picked off early. But absolutely fantastic picks and skirmishes here in the mid game from Team Beta, and they are rewarded. They are now 3K up, and it's been a up and down game, but I really do think that Team Beta has control right now as Yato God decides he doesn't want to play anymore, and he leaves. I want to see if we get the entire pause time like use this game. This Deuce is out. He's 3-1-1, you know? Maybe at a delivery or something like that. Order a pizza.
Yeah, Team Beta's really playing their game right now. Just like you said, Kha'Zix isn't able to do much against all the tanky nature of their team.
Yep.
If he gets close, he just CC'd and dies.
I think Team Omega needs to start approaching these fights differently. They can't do what they were doing when they had the lead in the early game, right? They can't just all try to tunnel on to Xayah from straight ahead, because they're gonna run into the Nautilus, they're gonna run into the Rammus, they're gonna get peeled off, right? They need to get a little bit more creative, establish some vision on the sides, keep Kha'Zix off in the wings, and see if they can just whittle him down with the poke from the Zoe, and then after they get the engage from the Leona or something onto the Xayah, they really just have to play it more creatively to get onto her, because if they play it straight up 5v5, just slamming front line onto each other, they're going to lose these fights, and then we've seen it twice in a row where they do something like that, and obviously very well played from Team Beta, getting these picks and not really allowing them to get onto the back line of the Xayah. But now that Beta has the gold lead, it's going to be so difficult for them to get access to the Xayah, and they need to start establishing more vision control so that way they can maybe get some picks for themselves.
I think their only chance here is to pick people off. It's the only choice they have.
Yeah, it's easier said than done. When there's only 2 champions, I think you could really kill with a pick like the Rakan and the Xayah, and Rakan very difficult to kill as well. So
Cho'Gath's he's not too tanky though. He's pretty.
oh yeah, wow, he actually did go pretty damage, and I guess that's why their health bars melted so hard when he landed that rupture in the last fight. And one of my favorite items to build on Cho'Gath, even if it's not useful or relevant, is Zhonya's, because when you get up to like the 4,000 HP Cho'Gath, it's hilarious to see a gigantic golden dragon or whatever Cho'Gath is.
It's a big old golden bug.
Yep. Void creature. It's a good skin for that too. So we'll see how much of a game is left after we resume from this pause. Baron buff is on Beta, and they are pushing the top side of the map. There's a big wave bottom though, so they're going to have to send somebody there. Nautilus is TP available, so I assume Grand Paradox is going to make his way bottom, and then they are going to try to focus a little bit of control on the bottom side of the map. They have the pressure, right? Like, it's their game to control at this point, especially with the Baron buff, and I'm excited to see what they can do with it, and see if they can pick up some more gold. But so far, their skirmish game has been phenomenal, and I think if that translates into team fights, Omega is going to be in some real trouble.
Absolutely. All they need to do is just slowly whittle down their towers and look for picks, just like they've been doing. Nautilus can go bot lane, pressure the bot lane turret while they pressure top lane or mid lane.
Yeah. Oh. I need more popcorn. Yeah, shit. I'm gonna be up till midnight if they keep pausing for 30 minutes.
Yeah. It's already been 15 minutes of pause time.
Yep, time to check the phone. See what's going on there. Nothing interesting. Blitz Esports says that Worlds had over 80 million concurrent viewers or something like that. Somebody's like, is that a lot? Yeah. 80 million is a lot of people. Oh. Juan, how goes it over there in Twitch world? Is it good? The chat nice and lit for you? Probably not. My favorite league to shoutcast for is the Black Twitch League. And that's because like every game there's always at least like 10 or 12 people just shit talking in the chat like the entire time. Like shit talking me, shit talking the other team, shit talking each other. It's just absolutely hilarious.
That'd be really fun to do.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to aim for a more serious approach here, so
yeah.
You shouldn't talk too much. But it's still funny. I love the spirit of the game, in my opinion.
Yep. That's a ton of fun. Yeah, it's almost polar opposites between Compete League and Black Twitch League, like the two that I shoutcasted the most, because me and my roommate would like get drunk and do Black Twitch League, and then Compete League is really established as being a super professional, like definitely don't cuss or say anything weird type league, and BTL's like, nah dude, literally say whatever you want. We don't care at all. So
Sounds like a lot more fun.
yeah, it's a ton of fun.
You get all the memes.
Yep. It's like there seems to be a decent audience for the meme streams too. People tune in for a good time. It's like a lot of people are interested in their own leagues games, but if you're not in the league, you probably don't have much interest if it's like a professional style. But if it's a meme style, like anyone can enjoy it.
Yeah.
And just jump in and throw emotes in the chat. Let's see. They're gonna unpause at 12. Jin got a bug splat.
I'm gonna grab some water real quick.
All right.
That happens.
Take your time.
Yeah.
Yo, everyone, and anyone in the chat. How are the levels of me, the game, and my co-caster here? Is it all relatively stable, or do I need to do some adjustments while we're still in the pause? Which team is VPen Nation? I have no idea. So blue side is Omega and red side is Beta, and I don't know which those map to. Okay, Rise is still a little low. All right, I'm gonna turn him up. I'm gonna turn him up in Discord to full. I have him at 150. VPE Nation. Blue is VP. Okay. Nice. Well, now I know. Hold on. I'm turning up Raya. And if he's still a little low, then maybe I can get him to like turn up his mic or something. But we have finally unpaused 16-13, and Team Beta is knocking at the tier 2 on the top side of the map. Sleep lands. Drowsy little Nautilus, but it doesn't matter because she cannot get in range to do any damage. Hook just barely misses off the side of Tristana, and I mean, it's looking all right so far.
Hey, people are moving.
Yeah, it's
That's what I like to see.
it makes for a slightly more interesting game when they unpause it. Not very much, but more.
Got a Godstone.
Oh my god, that is so much damage from the Zoe. Poor Cho'Gath. I mean, has the Banshees, but got it popped immediately. Oh, one shot! Jinagami just got one shot by the Zoe, and I've been talking about how it would be difficult to find access on to the Xayah, but she found it. Well played there from Kiba. Just, I mean, that's ridiculous. I don't know if I'm like really happy or really sad about that. Eight, 4, and 5 Zoe, 226 CS at 28 minutes. One shots the Xayah. I don't think she had the sleep on either, so I don't know.
Zoe's the only thing keeping them alive right now.
Yep, Kha'Zix did reconnect and is making his way towards the dragon right now, so this is the 4th Drake of the game. And it's gonna be an Infernal, so they're gonna look to see if they can They can tie it up in the Dragon score, but all of Team Beta is here, and they're ready to fight for it. But Rakan is drowsy. He's now sleeping, and he had a nice nap because he didn't really get hit with anything. Shinigami is here, and they are DPSing down the Dragon. Smite's already being used. Eaten up by the Cho'Gath, and they engage on. Knocked up again, and there goes the Zoe. Yamato God is the next target. Stand United used from the Shen, and he decides that he just wants to get on Yamato God. Gives over the double kill after he pops himself over the wall, and now D's game is in a tough spot. Smurf Hike spots him out, and a awkward flash over by Iris, but should be okay. Knocked in, locked in, and D's games taunts his way out, but flashes away from the rupture. There it is. Leona is now the one and is the target. So another rupture lands, and it is secured by the Rakan. 19 to 14, 5k gold. These skirmishes are just so well played. Like, if the Zoe can't get a pick onto the Xayah, then they're screwed.
Tristana's just not strong enough to eat through these shanks yet.
Nope. Yeah, no penetration items. Is interesting choice. Drowsy little Rammus there. These games rooted up. Xayah is doing so much damage right now. Cho'Gath asleep, uses the Zhonya's. Nice work of the particles there by Riot. That looked really cool. But they are just brute forcing their way in. Hook lands onto the Kazakhs. He's taunted. He's charmed. Knock up onto the backline. Alucard is on him, but Original Broski is free hitting on the bottom side of the map. Uses the jump, resets in, and Alucard gets taken out by the Tristana. 2 kills for the Tristana, 1 for the Zoe, and Shinigami turns to try to fight. Uses the Featherstorm. Nice flash there too. Turns it in, but is shut down eventually by the Shen. So good defense from Team Omega there, but might be a little bit too late as the base has been broken open on the bottom side of the map.
They managed to save the inhibitor though, so they have a chance of winning this. It's letting Tristana draw out the late game and get really strong.
Yep. If
She's a hyper
Tristana,
carry.
yeah, if Tristana can get Lord Dominic's or something like that and start cutting through these tanks a little bit more effectively, I'm hoping that's going to be her next item. Has plenty of crit available, doesn't need any more. Start doing some penetration items, and then maybe, yeah, she can kite back, work through these tanks, and then find their way on to the Xayah. But they are looking at Baron again. That will be spawning in 35 seconds. Still have a 5k gold lead, mostly due to those towers, but they really do have to be careful. Setting up on the top side of the map right now. No Xayah available. Teleport is available for the Nautilus. And now the Rakan doing what supports do best, clearing out wards.
Tristana has the Lord Doms now, so we'll see how she does. She picked up the whole item.
Yeah, whenever the screen goes blank, Twitch chat, it's it's me alt tabbing and messing with something. Usually opening up either opening up the chat or trying to mess with the volume settings. But I promise I won't do that during the actions. Xayah really needs to be careful. Leona ultimate misses. No solar flare on. It looks like Xayah was wearing sunscreen. Rakan going back out though because taking a ton of damage from the Tristana. Zoe's here and putting a lot of damage onto the backline, but that's okay because Cho'Gath is stunned up and shut down by the Tristana, who is free hitting in the backline. A drowsy turtle goes down and Broski just continues to free hit. That's a double kill for Zoe, and they continue the pressure forward. Double kill for the Tristana turns into a triple kill for the Zoe. That is a clean ace, and they're going to turn to the Baron.
Yato disconnected in the middle.
That's a 4v5. A 4v5. No one touched Broski that entire fight. I was just staring at him. He didn't even have to move. He just sat there as Tristana. And
they're going to need to reformulate their plan of attack now that Tristana can kill him.
Yeah, Shen might go down here. They need to give him some help. Do some damage. What is Broski doing? He wasn't hitting it.
I don't know. Maybe it's fucking with him.
what, a little intra-team BM or something like that. I don't know, but nice comeback here from Team Omega. Secures them 5 kills and a Baron, all onto the members that needed it. And Tristana has started the penetration items and a Bilgewater there. So 6-3 and 10 Tristana, 12-6 and 10 Zoe. And that last fight actually made it look so easy for Team Omega, but that's because Team Beta did not look at Tristana at all. I think they were so used to her really not being a factor in these fights, they just ignored her. And now she's got 300 CS and 6 kills. You really got to get onto her. So use all of that CC on priority targets. And, you know, if Kha'Zix is going to keep DCing, then they have one less target that they have to worry about accessing the Xayah. So all they need to do is stack that CC onto the Tristana, focus her out. Zoe takes a little bit of time between rotations, so Tristana should be the focus here. And we shall see. Rakan is asleep, gets away, no damage to be had. 23-23. Gold is pretty much even at this point in the game. And so it is anyone's game at this point. Omega and Beta both just hammering each other out. Look at Tristana is doing so much damage, but he lands the Rupture and too far, broski. No, he goes down, and then here comes the domino effect that we were talking about. Cerulean gets the ultimate on, is knocked up from the depth charge. Jinagami secures another one. Rammus shows up onto Kiba, is drowsy, and is gonna take some.
Oh, boy. It's 11 minutes.
That is a lot of damage. Shen decides that it looks like he wants to plan on going back, but the call is for him to keep pushing up in the top lane. Elder Drake is the focus for Team Beta, and Nautilus is going to take care of the Shen. Should be an easy secure for them. And so now will be Elder Drake versus Baron buff, but D's Games does get the turret on the top side. Nautilus trying to smack his way through, but Shen is just so tanky. Decides after missing that hook, he just wants to farm up a little bit. So they do have Elder Drake available for the next little while, and let's see what they can get from it. Bottom side of the map is cracked open already. It's pretty much a mirrored map right now. Pretty interesting to look at, and these teams are so close, and it's almost 40 minutes into the game, so the gold lead is negligible. Who wins the next team fight is likely to be the one that wins the game.
Absolutely. Tristana is full items now too. Just got the blade. It's up to Xayah to really just get in there and put in the work.
We'll see. 80 carry v 80 carry right now. They're both they have their items. QSS finished on the Xayah. Not a full Mercurial though, and Tristana is at full build. So we shall see, but it is a 5v4. That's something to take into account. And I mean, so much poke coming out from the Zoe, but when you're down, I mean, and the redemption coming out from Zoe, she's just so useful. Lands a nice sleep from across the wall and almost hits Jinagami for full health. Used the ignite as well, I think, but does not tick down. Oh, it's just the the blade here, but look at that. He is on the back line. Cho'Gath has shown up, silences, and now the 5th player. It may be what they needed. Unfortunately, a Rupture is on, and the Elder Drake is just way too much. Jinagami heals back, and that should be the game for Team Beta. They don't have any right now, but they don't have a Kha'Zix. If Kha'Zix could just reconnect, he could maybe defend here, but it does not look like it. Does feel bad. I wonder what's going to happen here if the Kha'Zix can get his connection issues resolved, because I really think they may have been able to turn around, but either way, well played by Team Beta as they take down the Nexus 29-24 in 39 minutes.
The win goes over to Beta. Very nice. Unlucky having the connection issues there.
Yep.
So it feels bad.
Yeah, Kha'Zix would have had a tough time being relevant anyway. We see 8k damage to champions that game. And that That's just tough. Like Rammus does more damage than your Kha'Zix. Rakan almost doing as much damage as the
Very
Kha'Zix. So
very rough pick into Team Beta's team comp.
yeah, it's unfortunate nonetheless. But maybe we'll see Yato God on a champion that can be more impactful and on an internet connection that can be more impactful. That would be the dream.
Very
I
much.
I'm gonna take a little. I'm gonna do like a break scene if I have one. I don't know if I do. I'm gonna do that. Grab some water and pay attention to invites. So hopefully we will have another game here for you guys here in a little bit. So stay tuned. Nightfall League, Team Omega, Team Beta, game number 2. See you guys in a bit. All right.
Oh my. Depends, is Yato gonna be there? We're gonna do with about 10 minutes. Yeah, the spreadsheet is editable by anybody. Yeah, it could be some memers looking to make have a good time with that.
All right. We are back in, ladies and gents. Welcome to game number 2 between Team Beta and Team Omega. Team Beta cashing in that last game on the back of some poor connection issues, but they did have a real problem with Zoe in the mid game before the Kazakhs disconnected, so I'm expecting they'll take that off the table. What sort of adaptations are you expecting to see here in the second game?
Obviously, the Zoe band's going to come out. I'd have to say, I think they should just go for a more general style. The Kazakhs was a little risky, you know. If I put him on a more stable jungler than Kazakhs, he's very. If I do good, I do really good. If I do bad, I do really bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's that type of champion, and the DCing definitely didn't help Kazakhs this last game. They do have Bombay in their sub jungler
Okay.
instead of Yato, so we may not see as many disconnection issues.
Do you think, I mean, obviously he's a sub, so do you think that there maybe is a little bit of dyssynergy now within the team since they're going to be playing with not their regular jungle?
There could be, you know, depends. I played with both of them before, and Bombay definitely knows a good bit about his role and everything, and he's good at communicating. He's not the most mechanically gifted, but he's really good at the team play aspect of the game. So we'll see how they come to this one.
Yep, there's the Zoe band taken off the table, last champion on the red side there. So I know Xerath support's been a real thing recently, but Xerath mid also really high win rate with the Vel'Koz, and then Xerath, Syndra, and Zoe taken off the table. That's a pretty big pinch to the mid lane pool right now. And I gotta like the beta pickups of Ornn and Leona right now. Ornn is so strong, and Leona also very strong too. So
Yeah, they take the Leona away from Cerulean.
honestly, I mean, he looked fine on it, but the Leona wasn't that impactful that game.
Yeah. Like just the nature of the situation. Maybe
Yep.
if the Kha'Zix was something much more tanky, it would have been a little bit better. Like I like their lineup right now. Maokai, the Rammus, the Alistar. They got a lot of tankiness here.
Yeah, it's definitely League of Tanks right now. Maokai, Rammus, Alistair, Ornn, Leona, and then Tristana being probably the only one who doesn't build tanky. We'll see. But yeah, that is just so much. Looks like they're pinching Kog'Maw. So no Kog'Maw, no Xayah, and Tristana's already been taken. Ezreal is still open. Doesn't really fit into this composition right now, but Ezreal is very strong with Kleptomancy. So we could see that.
Yeah, they could pull that out. Just don't. Yeah, like you said, I don't see him fitting into Team Omega's composition right now.
Nope. Team Omega does not want to see Cho'Gath though, so they have banned that away. Both mid laners from last game will be the mid laners this game are going to be different because they have been banned out. Caitlyn also banned away too. So like I said, they are really trying to pinch that 80 carry pool here in the second phase of the draft. Be interested to see what comes out. Twitch available, Jinx is available, but of the meta champions right now, it's pretty much just Ezreal. So maybe they're trying to force that pick.
I could see an Ashe coming out of Team Omega right here. Possibly.
Malzahar for Iris in the mid lane. One of those champions that is just so fun to play against. Press R. Have a million voidlings run at your face. And just continuous wave clear over and over and over again. And there's the Jinx. So it looks like, yeah, they really didn't want to pick up the Ezreal. So nice job from Team Beta forcing that direction. They picked the Tristana away. They took away Kog'Maw and Caitlyn. And then Xayah was banned in the first round here by Omega. So forcing Broski onto Jinx. Similar playstyle as a Tristana, just a little bit less mobility. And with the Ornn-Leona combo plus the Malzahar, it's going to be pretty hard for Jinx to stay alive. That being said, Vladimir getting up in your backline's face is real tough to deal with. And the execution isn't that hard either with Rammus, Maokai to come in and lock everybody up with you. That being said, they might add one more tank to the equation in the forms of the Sejuani. And Sejuani is locked in, so we got tons of hard CC. That's just the name of the game right now, I guess. And similar compositional styles to the last game. Big tanks up in the top lane, but now instead there has been the adaptation. No Kha'Zix from the side of Omega. They do get the tank in the jungle, and that should help them out in these mid-game skirmishes where they fell flat the game before. Yeah, if it weren't for like 30 minutes of pauses and my low blood sugar, I'd probably be getting really hype right now. But I'm getting there. I have to use cinnamon almonds, and they're delicious.
Cinnamon almond.
Yeah. You ever had them?
Nope.
They are fantastic.
Love almonds. I'm not a huge fan of cinnamon though.
I'm a really big fan of almonds as well. And I think like almonds are my go-to, but my next favorite style of almond is definitely like cinnamon roasted ones. Stun ban wouldn't go to a miss, but keeping bans on Kippa is probably the ideal. Guy got pretty close to a 1v5. Yeah. Yeah, last game was it was interesting. Real back and forth with the pauses and everything over an hour. So as a amateur player and even as a competitive player, just playing, like sitting in front of your computer screen, being competitive and focused for that long is tough. So you're definitely going to have some of your attention wavering, but Kippa, more playmaking potential on the Zoe the game before. Vladimir, not exactly a playmaker per se. He just kind of is annoying. Just scales super hard, is really consistent, and just kind of has overloaded kit. So he will be useful at some point in the game, and plays pretty decently into the Malzahar as well. So him running at the Tristana and the Malzahar is going to be real tough to deal with, especially with Flash Ghost and the Jinx in the backline just firing away. But I do like both team compositions. The Ornn is notably OP right now. Sejuani, very, very strong. Malzahar, very, very strong. Tristana and Liana, also very, very strong. So really, really good drafts coming out from both teams. And I think this is a more even draft than the first game. I think that Team Omega lost the draft last game mostly because of the Kha'Zix pick. Like picking an assassin into 4 tanks is tough. And now that they're more even in terms of draft, I'm really looking forward to how Omega plays the early game, because with the unfavorable draft, they still did a really good job and almost won that game. So now that they're even in terms of team composition, in my opinion, I think that Omega may be able to take this one.
Yeah. I think it's really going to come down to if Jinx gets ahead, she can snowball really, really fast and really hard. Same with Tristana, but just not quite as hard, I feel.
Yeah. Jinx just really has to be careful of those Zenith blades down in the bottom lane. Like, obviously the Alistar's there and can disengage pretty well, but I think Leona just has more damage up front than the Alistar, so Jinx has to be careful, and Tristana always has the jump at her disposal to get out of a bad situation. Jinx doesn't.
Yeah, it's going to be scary for Jinx for a little while.
Yep.
Ram's is going to have to show bot lane a lot of love.
We'll see. There was a lot of action in bot lane last game, and it didn't exactly go the way I expected. They failed that first attempt, the real aggressive attempt at the Rammus, powerballing in with the flash, and it got turned around on him. We'll see what their bottom lane can do again this game. Blue side draft needs more to go than red side. I don't know what you mean. Well, cause function on a team with great poke like Zoe is generally as a finisher for the poked out people. It makes sense, but it's also kind of suicide for the Kha'Zix if there's only one person on the enemy team that they can pick, right? Like, it's really unlikely that she's going to poke out far enough for a Kha'Zix to be able to come in and finish off a tanky champion. On the other side, if the Zoe lands the poke on to the carry on to the Xyle like we saw last game, she pretty much got 100 out. So it's just a tough position for the Kha'Zix to be in. I understand the thought process, and also Kha'Zix was picked up relatively early in the draft, but it's just a tough one to execute there. And we saw that if you're not connected to the game, it's pretty ridiculous. Like, it's much more difficult to carry a game if you're not connected, I think.
Absolutely.
I haven't tried it. I should try that. Maybe that's what my solo queue's been missing.
You just gotta unplug your internet
Yep.
right when you get into the game.
Yep. I was playing a game, or I wanted to try out Scion mid with Comet, just for shits and giggles, and
Nice.
it was really, really fun, and I did a ton of damage, and my team was flaming me still for being Scion mid. I was like, I'm the only one doing good, guys. So I'm thinking I'm thinking maybe if I just would have disconnected, they would have liked me better.
Maybe.
I don't know. No level 1 this time. Nothing cheeky coming out. I think Omega was a little more prepared for it. But Kiba is just going to get poked a little bit by the Malzahar, but he'll be A-okay. He's Vladimir, has plenty of sustain. Yeah, the Ornn up in the top lane is going to be what I have my eyes on because of how much people talk about the power Ornn has. And he's got the percent health damage to deal with Maokai's tankiness. Tons of CC, and just has a lot of utility to bring to the table as well with the extra scaling from his passive. So Ornn will be a tough one to deal with, but we'll see how it plays out. Execution trumps composition in most cases. So we do see the level 2 spike on to Alistar. Ignite is used. Enough ticks from the bomb. He uses the heal at the last second. Nice patience there from Broski, and actually the trade relatively even there at the end because Alistar is going to be able to chug some pots and get back in. That was a very patient use of that heal from Broski, trying to get him to bait in. I'm just happy that everyone's still connected, you know? We have 3 minutes of gameplay right now, no breaks. Real good. Ornn's pushing up in the top lane, and the junglers are seeing each other here for the first time in the bottom side river. So Sejuani picked up Scuttle, and Rammus is going to have to retreat back into his own jungle. The only place that's really gankable right now would be top lane, but they just see the Rammus on the bottom side of the map, so Ornn is just going to be able to continually push this in over and over, and he doesn't even have to go back. He can just build his items straight from lane. So it's going to be a tough time for Maokai up in the top lane, but as long as he can survive, he will be useful. Pings for missing up in the top lane. Maokai really doesn't want the Ornn roaming down mid at level 2 or level 4. Malzahar a little bit low on mana. And yeah, this early game is a lot slower than the first game. I guess not really catalyzed by that first blood, by the early cheese from the level 1 and 2 tank junglers. You would not expect really to go for these early ganks, but Rammus and Sejuani both have a ton that they can offer in this early game if they can get into a lane behind somebody right now, and Ornn is gankable. They just are steering away from it. Rammus has been hovering around the bottom side of the map for this entire game so far. I would expect the jungle to actually be floating around the bottom side of the map. Rammus and Sejuani are both going to be hovering mid to bottom side this game. I think that the Rammus needs to stay bottom and middle because he knows that they're probably not going to be able to do much to the Ornn up in the top lane, especially in a 2v2. So they want to press the advantage where they can get one, especially with Broski's performance last game on the Tristana being able to scale up and prove that he can carry some of these fights. So they want to keep that Jinx safe. They want to make sure Jinx does not get punished in the mid game, because holy shit, I mean, just looking at Grand Paradox trading onto these games up in the top, that's not something you really want to deal with. But I'm wrong. Bombay is here and he wants to deal. He almost has no mana. Flashes early. So Grand Paradox does get out of there, but Bombay, nice job being right place at the right time, catching him right as he goes to ward and forces the flash out. So now that Ornn does not have his flash, I would not expect him to be pushing nearly as hard. Really does have to be careful here as Rammus is coming around. Level 6 ultimate is used. Maokai doesn't really have much damage. Ornn is unstoppable and trading back as much damage as he can. He's got 1 more HP. Bombay goes for it, but the tower dissuades him. And Grand Paradox needs to walk out of there. Look at that. That was straight up like 1 HP. Ugh.
I'm surprised they didn't end up using his ulti there. Well, Orin.
Yeah. They go for the dive in the bottom side of the map. Jinagami is there. Suppression is used. Sorelian trades the kill back onto Sejuani and the Malzahar. That's a double kill already for the Alistair, who is, they just continue to fail this dive. Grand Paradox shows up, but he is just way too late. 3 members of Omega are here. They may be able to chase him down, but he looks like he's pretty fast. No boots. Bombay should have Powerball available soon. He charges it up. He's doing his best Sonic the Hedgehog impression. Knocks into him. He can't be disabled, but he's taunted up. Jinagami is here to help support and watch Ornn go down. 4-1 right now for Omega.
Very good rotations coming up from Omega. Very timely.
Yeah, the dive was sloppy. Real sloppy there on the bottom side of the map. Malzahar did take aggro first, so either miscommunication there or just a little bit of overzealous coming out from the mid laner who really wanted to get in and lock him down and get out of there. But poor execution of the dive leads them to be turned around on. And now Alistair has a bunch of gold in his pocket, and Vladimir is 2-0 as well. I talked about how annoying the Vladimir can be, especially in the late game. There's almost nothing you can do as a carry if you have a Vladimir with Ghost running at your face. And he's 2-0, so kickstarted that build, kickstarted that early scaling, and that will be absolutely tough to deal with here. But we'll see how the connections stay stable in this game, because the pauses were a big part of the last game. D's Games fancies a trade with Paradox, actually trading very well. A root lands on him. Maokai is doing great damage, but he is unstoppable and trading back. He has the mana, but he does not have the health, and D's Games gets the solo kill up in the top.
Slapped him with his hard noodle.
Yeah, that was an interesting fight. I think it's mostly on the back of Maokai picking up the assist there on the bottom side of the map. Ornn now 0-2. It's 70 CS to 40, and Maokai is, I mean, you can have the most OP champion in the world, but if you're not really CSing well, then it doesn't matter. Iris playing that so well. Rammus goes for the dive, but he locks him up immediately down in the bottom lane, though. Original Broski gets roasted up. That was tough. Something blocked Tristana's jump there. And it was really awkward. I don't really know what it was. Call the Forge God used, and a nice spectator bug on my minimap. That was a huge Call of the Forge God icon in the minimap. That was pretty ridiculous to see. Ghost is being used on Kiba. He thinks he can get a kill. Nice use of the burst, and he already uses the pool. Takes him out. That is really tough to deal with as the Malzahar. No ultimate available. Cleanse really doesn't do much for you, and Kiba just takes him out. Smurfhike is fancying a fight, but doesn't really have any mana. I honestly think Kiba could turn this around, but decides to run away instead. If I had a stat for how much minion damage the Ornn took, I'd give it to you, but I'm just going to go ahead and go with the unprofessional guess of a lot. That was a lot. Oh, she hit the Jinx traps. That's what it was. It's a lot of visual noise there on the bottom side, but those traps maybe, you know, didn't save the life of the Jinx, but maybe help the Alistair get out of there. So a 0-2-3 Jinx, 73 CS, still keeping up very well in farm as they are looking to pick up the first Drake of the game. Ocean Drake should go over to Team Omega.
That'll be really nice for Jinx and lane, and Maokai too. It's sustain and fight Ornn over and over again.
Yeah, and they almost have a 2k gold lead at this point too. Only 10 minutes into the game. That's very significant. Ornn going in. Maokai wanted to get the last hits onto the tower up here. D's Games wanted the first blood gold. for his team, but is going to have to wait a little bit. I would expect to see Rammus come up top and force the Ornn away from this turret so that way they can pick up Tower First Blood. It's so much gold. It's so important, and with the Rammus on the top side of the map already, I would expect that he works his way up there. So we'll see what happens. It looks like he is going to, and Maokai just going to continue to crash these waves up onto the turret. And there it is. They're going for the dive. They need to take care of that turret really quick. Rammus has to be careful. A nice defense so far from Paradox, but they get what they want, and if they can get out, then I'll call that a success. Call the Forge God used. Grand Paradox headbutts it in. That's a nice ram to the face, but everyone knows Tree's stronger than Ram. It's a 2v1. He's taunted up, he's locked up, he's rooted, and Bombay picks up a kill onto Grand Paradox. That was a really interesting interaction with the headbutt, but Original Broski has gotten out of there, and once again they're failing this dive in the bottom lane as Cerulean gets another kill onto Jinagami, and Iris is alone here in a 3v1. Kiba picks up another one. He's on a rampage, 4-0-0 on Vladimir, 3-0-3 on the Alistair, and they are just the Bash brothers slamming into the backline and doing so much damage. 9-2 right now. Kiba might even pick up another one. Alucard needs to be careful. Broski continuing in. Nice use of the zap. Smurf Hike has shown up, but it's still a 3v1 now. Sejuani running away, and that is 2 more kills for Omega. 11-2. Maokai's in the bottom lane. They're going to take down this turret, and they are absolutely running away with this game.
They're snowballing in really fucking quick.
That is just tough to deal with. I think Beta is going to be in real trouble here. Ocean Drake already secured. It's three turrets to 0 now, right as they knock this one down. Jinx gets excited. I'm getting excited. And now they have a mid turret that they have to start trying to protect if you are Team Beta. I'm going to ask you, since you're the higher elo player here, if you are on Team Beta right now and you're behind, what is your plan to get back into the game?
Try to get picks. Keep wards all around in your jungle. Because wherever Rammus can run up on you, it's quite possible Alistar can just come in right with him and fuck you. But yeah, they just need to play this out, keep it slow and steady, farm where they can, get picks where they can, and slowly try to come back into the game.
Yeah, tough execution on the bottom side. Like I agree that normally you wouldn't want to dive an Alistair, but in this case I really do think that it was more poor execution than anything, because they did have the numbers. It was a 5-on-2 dive there for their first one, and they failed it so hard that they actually allowed the Alistair to pick up 2 kills, and then they trapped the other members of their team between the 2 towers there. So if they would have executed a little better on that first dive, this could be an entirely different game. But Alistair, a tough champion to take out underneath the turret, you know, with the Unbreakable Will, the damage reduction, and all the CC he has available. But there's poor execution from Team Beta, and they're feeling it. They're 6.1k gold down, and it's only 14 minutes in the game. That is so much of a gold difference that they literally can't fight in numbers. So the only way they potentially get something back here is with a full pick, full CC change, Malzahar, Leona, and the Sejuani, but they're basically at the disposal of Team Omega right now.
They have to be real careful here. This is where they want wards on the sides of them so they don't get flanked by the Vladimir.
Yep.
The Rammus, the Alistair, they're all very great flankers.
The Vladimir just keeps scaling up. Look at that, 125 CS so far. 5-0-1. He's got the proto belt. He's got the clock. He's even got 10 stacks on his ring right now, and it's just looking really, really grim. Gosh, when a Vladimir gets a lead, like, I've played games where Vladimir goes 0-4. and then it hits 20 minutes in the game, and he's still one-shotting everybody in the backline. But this is a game where the Vladimir is 5-0, so he's going to be coming in. But the hard engage as they see Ornn up in the top lane. Teleport's coming through, but they've already picked up 1 kill this fight. Jinx has taken out Sejuani, and a double kill for the Jinx. A nice rocket from the bad line. The Ram comes through, nice knockup. But here comes the Vladimir. He uses the pool, and Tristana shut him down already. He took aggro 2 with 1 HP. If only Jinx could get a rocket onto the backline, it would be another kill. Original Broski with the red buff does not expect aggro from the turret. Gets taken down really, really low. But a nice job trading back a little bit of gold there, and a good defense from Team Beta.
Yeah, I feel like that's what they want to aim for. Maybe a few less deaths, but they saved a little bit of it, got a little bit out of it. A shutdown on Vladimir is worth a lot of gold.
Jinagami's in a real bad spot. He's about to get shut down by Maokai, but he's kiting away so well. But Broski snipes him from the backside with the zap, and then uses the flash, but that's not good. Sejuani comes in, and they return a kill. That is shutdown gold going over to the Sejuani, and a nice aggressive attempt from the Jinx, but once again just fails by a little bit there and gets punished for it. So D's Games is rooted up. They're trying to put a lot of damage down, but I do not think they want this fight. As Kiba has shown up, Surf Hike is already very low. Alucard is next to be taken low. Kiba is focusing the Leona right now as Bombay just continues to roll up and high five the Ornn, but Kiba uses the pool and forces a flash out from the Leona there at the end. But Kiba just running in and doing so much. If he doesn't take turret aggro in that last fight, I think they absolutely wipe the game there. Like they may have been able to full ace and knock down a couple of turrets, but because he once again was a little bit too soon on it, a little bit too early, he took aggro and got taken out immediately by the Tristana, giving some much needed gold into the pockets of Jinagami. That being said, there is a Mountain Drake available, and Alistair has already taken a ton of damage, forced the iron. Oh my gosh, and they're using everything onto the Rammus. He's already down. It's a 5v4. Kiba onto the backline, uses the hourglass, or the stopwatch rather, and here comes Call of the Forge God. He headbutts it, but he misses everybody, and Original Broski is here. He's kiting back. He's got Alucard. That's a double kill for Broski as he continues to chase forward onto the Tristana. Can't get any more, but Broski is massive right now. 6-3-6, 144 CS, and they will be able to take down a Mountain Drake for their troubles.
It's looking really good for Team Omega. Mountain Drake's gonna help them siege these towers and get Baron. Just do everything that they really want to pressure.
And Mountain Drake, kind of the best Drake overall. Help in the objective game. Takes out the turrets, takes out the dragons, but once again, Original Broski going very aggressive, but gets very excited by taking out Tristana right there, and even fancies a fight with Grand Paradox. Smurfite comes in, lands the ultimate, and once again, Original Broski shut down by that Glacial Prison. Cerulean just looking to establish a little bit more vision control around the Baron. Baron's going to be spawning here in 10 seconds, and the warding not bad from Team Omega here. 4 reds on the map right now at once. Pretty darn good. Way better than any of my solo queue teams, for sure. And there is the 5th. So all 5 pink wards are on the map, and that is exactly what I love to see. 2 of them focused on the top side. The Baron, their next big objective. I wouldn't be surprised to see him force something around the top or mid side of the map, maybe even in the top side jungle, get a pick, and then turn straight towards that Baron.
Looks like that's what they want to do here. Just setting up wards, clearing wards out.
They are missing the Jinx, though. They sent Jinx to get red on the bottom side and maybe deal with the Ornn. So they do have to be careful. Jinx is a lot of their damage, but a 5-1-3 Vladimir can certainly hold his own. So they're not too worried just backing up a little bit, but establishing that deep vision. They have the Trinity, the trifecta in the top side. They're going to know exactly where Team Beta is on the top side of the map, but nice job by the Leona coming back in and actually fighting for the vision war here, denying a little bit of vision. Working down on the bottom side, they decided they wanted to group up with the Jinx, and they've already taken out the second tier turret here on the bottom side of the map, so I don't really know what they're looking to do. I honestly think that this is not the right call. I think they should be up on the top side of the map right now, especially with the vision they have. They could force a play here. They're so far ahead in gold. All they got to do is bait Team Beta into them, and they win just by sheer gold, as long as they don't royally screw everything up. But it looks like they fancy a fight. Cerulean knocks up Alucard, and he is tanking the turret, uses the Unbreakable Will to get out of the CC there and do a little bit of mitigation, but maybe a little bit premature, as Broski puts some damage onto Alucard. He's got a red buff, he's got the rockets, he's got Runehands and Infinity Edge all finished. He's doing a ton of damage, but they're just really not making much happen here. Call the Forge God may make something happen. Headbutts on, and he is knocked airborne. Bombay is rooted up. He is stunned up, and the Solar Flare misses on the backside. Broski kiting back as best he can, but a Glacial Prison hits a nice QSS there from the Jinx and gets out of it, but just really doesn't have anything. Vladimir, only about half health, really goes onto the back line, and he may be okay. It's a double kill for the Ornn, but Maokai has shown up, and Jinx is going absolutely bonkers right now. Grand Paradox should be going down right about now, and that is a shutdown gold on to the Jinx, the 9, 4, and 7. Oh my god, the sapling!
Oh, no.
The sapling from nowhere. That may be like the best thing I've seen in a few weeks, at least. That was hilarious. I want like if I was Riot right now, if I had like LCS production abilities, I would be zooming in and like super slow-moing that death on replay on repeat. That was just too cool. Yep. That is next level Maokai strategy, predicting the pathing of the super low Tristana after the fight and securing that kill. Awesome stuff. 22-11, 9k gold lead for the side of Omega here. 5 towers to none. They're showing clear dominance this game. And Jinx, nice use of the QSS there. And also nice itemization choice too. Knows that he's been getting picked off from the Glacial Prison twice now. Both of his most recent deaths have been from that, and there's just a ton of hard CC in general. So picking up that QSS right on time, able to use it and effectively kite out of the last fight, and I really think that that's what turned it around for him. Obviously, Vladimir coming in and dealing a ton of damage helped, but if you have a dead 80 carry, then you don't clean up the rest of that fight. So nice itemization, nice use of the itemization from Original Broski there on Jinx. I buy Zhonya's all the time to negate stuff and never use it, so it's nice to see people actually using their active items.
Yeah, I honestly think they should just set up a Baron play.
Yep.
At their own pace, I suppose. Just send Maokai bottom. Set up this top side for a Baron.
Yeah, I may be waiting for the teleport to come back up on Maokai so they can stretch the map a little bit. But, oh, nice pick. They had vision on to Vladimir, and they're taken out. So, nice job from Team Beta picking something up there, and they're going to be able to siege in the mid lane. That's what you get for backing on an enemy ward. It's a risky spot. And they're actually going to secure themselves a dragon off the back of that pick, but they may lose the Baron for it. Bombay is on it, and so is D's Games. They have a lot of tank available, and Original Broski in minigun form is absolutely shredding it at about half health right now. I don't know why he switched to the rockets. That is not what you want to be doing, Original Broski. I don't know. 3-man knockup from the Ornn. Looks like he's coming in. Alucard is here, and they are on to Original Broski. Broski is down. He is down, and now it is a 5v2 as they continue to pick up the rest of the members here. And right as I say that Omega was going to run away with it, Beta comes back, and they pick up the kills they need. They find some gold, and they are clawing their way back in. But they did lose the Baron.
Yeah, I mean, they got a little bit out of it. Better than they probably hoped for.
Yeah, better than nothing, definitely, but just slightly too slow there. Nice secure. For Team Omega on the Baron, they should be able to continue their push, especially with Maokai's TP coming back up. Some much needed gold though into the pockets there of the Sejuani. Tristana getting a little bit as well. So I mean, they're trying.
That's how they're gonna have to play this game. Slow and steady. Get what you can. Hopefully, Team Omega slips up and they're there to take advantage of it, just like that.
A lot of jungle on the table here. Hopefully they'll toss that over to the Tristana. And now at 27 minutes into the game, it's basically 5v5 zone. And the Ornn, 3, 4, and 8. He's got a couple of items picked up already, the Randwinds and the Abyssal Mask. He's doing a lot of damage. That coupled with them being able to land some CC from Leona onto the Jinx, and it may be a bad time here for Team Omega. The Vladimir really needs to stop getting picked. Kiba needs to play a little bit cleaner here, because we've seen every time when the Vladimir just missteps a little bit, it seems like the entire team kind of trips over him, and that's when Team Beta can come back a little bit. They are working towards the top side of the map. TP is up from the Maokai. And this is exactly what we were expecting. Alistair clearing out some vision on the top side of the map. They can pressure this. They still do have full control of the game. So we'll see what they end up doing with the Baron buff, with this 4-0-1 split. Maokai is already trying to break the base right now. Don't have Baron buff anymore, so that's notable. These games really does have to be careful. Grand Paradox has a lot right now. Looks like they're playing with vision right now, trying to figure out if they can get an engage onto Original Broski. Original Broski really needs to be careful frontlining like that, but they know what they're doing. This is trying to brute force it down a little bit, but I mean, they have the pressure. It's a 4v4 on the top side, and their 4v4 most certainly wins. So as long as Maokai can keep up the pressure there on the bottom side of the map, they will be able to take down this turret eventually. And now is eventually. They took it out, and they're setting their eyes on the first inner turret here, the first inhibitor turret. Traps go down for Jinx, and she uses a zap to stave any aggression from the Leona, who does have Ignite available. All summoners available for everyone except for a couple of flashes on the side of Team Beta. So if there is going to be a fight, they can initiate it. Jinagami coming up in the bottom side of the map wants to help out Ornn, but decides that they need to stave off a little bit of the pressure in the mid lane instead. Kiba taking so much damage from the Space Aids, and it's just tough to deal with. Looks like they're going to back up a little bit. No, here comes the engage from the Maokai. He uses the roots. The ultimate is out, and Tristana is already rooted up. Alucard on the backside doing his best, but Jinagami has already taken out Maokai on the backside. And look at that. Kiba is so low, and nobody's hitting Jinagami. The Tristana is free falling like Don Henley, stunned up, locked up. Broski is down. Smurfike is on, and they have locked him up. That's a double kill for the Tristana at the end, and that is a clean 5-for-0 ace. Team Beta just showing off their team fight. That is ridiculous. See what they can get off the backside of that team fight. Grand Paradox dropping the aggro, giving it over to the Sejuani, who is slightly tankier. But Smurfike tosses it back to him. playing hot potato with the turret. They get one turret and obviously the gold from the kills, but really not that much, except for a nice big step back into the game. But they are still 5k gold down, and they do have a long way to climb still.
That was a really nice fight by Team Beta. I like the Mortal Reminder pickup on Tristana.
Yep.
Respecting the tankiness and healing of Team Omega. Great itemization. I don't know about the blade though. I'm not in love with it.
Yeah, interesting. That Jinx has so many items right now that we're looking at it, as we do see Alistair gets the engage onto Smurfike. Jinagami once again on the backside of the fight. He's trying to free hit. Nobody's really focusing him. It's putting so much damage down onto the Alistair. Already picks up one, but then he wild turtles in. He has to use the Buster Shot to get Vladimir off of his face. Kiba is working his way down, but uses it. And Jinagami is just one left. Uses the Grasping Roots, and D's game shuts down Tristana. So just a very aggressive call from the Tristana, just not enough damage. I don't particularly agree with jumping in there. Did a nice job at the beginning of the fight, really putting damage down onto the Maokai, but made the choice to jump in aggressively, and it did not pay off. And that might mean that Team Omega continues their pressure on. It's taunted up. Vladimir once again has the turret aggro, uses the pool for nothing, but uses his Q and just nukes out Ornn. Malzahar is here and locks him up with the Malefic Visions. That is enough damage to take down Vladimir. On the backside, 25-21 right now, and Omega not getting much. Nice defense from Team Beta. Jinx picks up a red buff for herself. They work their way towards the top side of the map. Baron is up, is ready. That's where I'm expecting to see the next explosive fight.
Yes, and then get some. Oh, Sejuani's in the Baron pit.
She just flashed out.
Flashed up.
And Jinagami's almost dead. Where's the Jinx Rocket? There it is. I knew it. It was coming in. That might be the catalyst they need to win the game. Sejuani's down as well. Alucard is next to fall. And just a huge misstep from Team Beta is going to allow Team Omega to come in and hopefully finish this one out. They're picking up the Baron. D's Games needs to be careful not to get picked off. But he roots the Malzahar. He's actually fancying a fight. Look at this. This is a tank, Riot. This is a tank. Almost assassinating the Malzahar.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
that is not okay in my opinion. As they pick up Baron, Maokai continues the pressure on the bottom side of the map. Team Omega hasn't finished it out yet. They've been in this position almost the entire game and still have made mistakes. But that was a huge mistake from the Tristana and the Sejuani there.
They lost a lot of their lead that they worked so hard to get back there.
Yep, great fights, and then they just threw it all away. Face check, or not even face check. I don't know what Sejuani was doing, honestly.
To mention, the Maokai is extremely tanky right now.
Yep.
4 items in county.
Ugh. Yep, 228 CS up in the top lane compared to Ornn's 152 because Ornn had to rotate out of there early to start defending. He just hasn't been able to soak up the waves and is pretty under itemized at this point. 5-2 and 10 for the Maokai. He's just tough to deal with.
Ornn's very underwhelming when he doesn't get the items he needs. And when he gets behind in general, it's just...
Yeah.
See what they can do here.
Still does have that max HP available to him. Will be useful, especially with the ultimate, if he can land a multi-man ultimate like he has been in the mid game. But Team Omega using their Baron buff right now, trying to crack open the other 2 lanes, inhibitor turrets right now. Grand Paradox and D's Games are just, I don't know, playing patty cake or something up in the top lane. That is so many little dials on the HP bar on it. That's just kind of daunting to see if you're a carry and you see one of them running at you. You're like, I have to go through how much HP? And then they usually don't, and they die, and then they complain about being underpowered. Speaking of being underpowered, this Malzahar, 3-5 and 13 right now, really not doing that much. That Rammus is fast, and they are able to crack open the inhibitor on the bottom side of the map.
They're about to open up the second one too.
Yep, second turret has been destroyed in the mid lane. Kiba is on the back side of the map. Call the Forge God comes through, knocks up 2 onto the back line. Malzahar is there, and he's suppressing him as well. Smurfike getting very, very low. Double kill for Broski. Continues on. This could be the quadra kill. Picks up triple kill. Gets the quadra kill. Come back in maybe for the pentakill. Grand Paradox is here. He is taunted up. Jinx is running. He's got the rockets. Can he stop it? He has the zap. He lands it, but he turns away from it. The rocket takes him out for the pentakill from downtown, and original Broski picks up the penta. Great game on the backside of this Jinx. Nice carry. Overall, just very well played on the side of Team Omega. Team Beta, they looked like they were going to come back, and then they just gave it right up. Team Omega took their opportunity, slashed them down, and is now 1-1 in the series. GG.
That was quite. It was a good one.
I love seeing
Fortunately-
pentakills.
Yeah. Little Jinx. Definitely feel like. I wish I could have seen this game more even if Team Beta wasn't so behind.
Yeah.
Would have been much funner to watch.
Yeah, the Jinx got rolling early. It was those failed dives over and over again, gave so much gold into the bottom lane, and we see Jinx capitalizing on it. 44,000 damage to champions that game, almost doubling Tristana's damage. The Ornn, though, still put out 29,000 damage to champs. He was 3, 6, and 15. The Maokai was going absolutely ham and can't even compare to that. So we do see the power of the Ornn pick, even that far behind, doing so much. And we will get to see the final game between these guys here in a little bit. But I am going to take another break, and we will be back when we get in the game lobby. Do not change the channel is a cable reference that most people probably don't get. But we will see you guys in a while.
All right.
Alrighty.
No. 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 No.
Defy my will.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Holy shit, we're in the third game. Team Omega versus Team Beta. And this is the pick ban phase. They've been taking Xerath off the table all day, or a day. And so somebody plays Xerath. I wonder if Kiba is a Xerath player, if that is potentially a Cerulean Xerath support that they're banning out. But either way, nobody's playing Xerath this game. Nobody's playing Vladimir this game. And they are just pinching that mid lane a little bit more.
Alright.
We're in champ select.
I see.
Did you make it in?
Yeah, I'm here.
Cool. Vel'Koz banned away. Xayah. Jarvan also banned. And let's see the last ban here. For red side. Ow. Thanks. No Zoe. Who would have guessed?
I would not let that shit through again either.
Yeah, no thanks. These games hovering over the Yasuo. Maybe we'll see something flashy.
Get the spicy pick in here.
Let's do it.
That's what I like to see.
Nope.
Uh,
Fucking dick.
He likes to tease us.
Nope. Akali would be pretty spicy.
What kind of spice? I'm willing to see it.
Akali's pretty annoying. So I don't know what her win rates are right now, but I know Gangplanks is really good if they go with that. They don't, because Ornn is available. Now, Rammus has been a priority all day. This is going to be the third straight game with a Rammus in it. So high priority on that pick in the jungle. He is a little overtuned as well. Focusing these hard CC tanks who also can one-shot you, which, I mean, makes sense. So they're going to take advantage of that. Bombay goes with the Leona. They're just trading these picks back and forth. It's pretty much just Kiba who has to change their mid laner every game. And that's it.
Just getting banned on.
I think Shyvana wouldn't be a bad pick here. Looks like they go with the Hecarim. Nice. Have not seen a Hecarim in a long time. We'll see if that goes jungle. Or maybe as a mid pickup. Cho'Gath locked in for the last pick of the red team here. First rotation. And now they start to ban again. Top lane's already been picked up. I would expect that maybe they try to pinch the 80 carry pool again, but I'm really not too sure here. Looks like they go with the mid lane.
Just hitting mid laner. Oh no. Hecarim should be really nice to apply that early pressure for Team Omega,
Yep.
especially against the Rammus.
Love me some Hecarim. He's one of my first champions. Always been a big fan of those ganks, but really not too meta right now. I figured maybe with the extra movement speed, damage runes that came out in the preseason that Hecarim would be overtuned, but it doesn't look like it. You can't really utilize much else. But we'll see how effective he is in this game. Syndra's been banned away. Kog'Maw's banned away. Tristana also banned, so we will not be seeing Tristana for the first time this series. And let's see what D's goes for the last ban here. Nautilus. Interesting. Maybe they didn't want a Nautilus support the quadruple tank game again. They don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, it could be.
Makes
Wonder who
sense.
they'll pick up here. They could pick up an old size band actually. So. Tarek. Oh no, that's really good pickup. Forgot about Tarek.
Yep, Tarek is a great champ. Beautiful man.
He's obnoxiously beautiful.
Yep. Makes me very, very jealous, but also excites me every time I see him. So you take the good and the bad. Jinx will be picked up again for Original Broski, so we'll see if maybe he can pick up his second pentakill of the night. And Malzahar is likely to be the pick here for Kiba in the mid lane. Yep. Let's see what 80 carry they round this out with. Tristana is not available. Neither is Xayah. So Twitch is probably going to be what they default in this case.
Well, I'd like to see an Ashe pick or something like that.
Something more utility. I'm not sure if they'd have the damage to go through.
That's true,
Also,
that's true.
Ashe susceptible to the Hecarim. Twitch is as well, but Twitch kind of ridiculous sometimes. Coming in and assassinating. He will be able to shoot through these big tanks, the Leona and the Maokai. So, potentially a good pick here from Jinagami, and I do prefer the Protect the Twitch over the Protect the Xayah compositions. Although Xayah, very good, I do think Twitch benefits a lot more from Tarek's ultimate. I mean, if you can sit there with no pressure of dying because of the ultimate from Tarek and just unload fully with your ultimate on Twitch, you can definitely turn a team fight. So I like the synergy there from Team Beta. But once again, I mean, just it's solid compositions overall for both teams, and we'll see how the execution goes. But we do have about 3 minutes left of spectator delay, so we won't know for a while. What are you expecting? What's your prediction in this game?
Oh no, I really like Beta's team comp.
Yep.
Not a huge fan of the Jinx and Hecarim picks on Omega, but who knows?
It's a very similar composition to the one Beta won with the first game. And even last game, they did have a shot. Like, they were down almost 10k gold and still were able to clean ace a team fight. So you can't really count them out. I think them trying to protect Jinagami here is not a bad strategy. Put people on the OP tanks. Give Alucard the Tarek and let him make everybody invulnerable. And we'll just see how the mid game plays out. I do think Hecarim has a little bit of an advantage early on in the ganking, but in the solo lanes, like, I don't know. Cho'Gath has better gank assistance, and Ornn has better gank assistance. So
So Malzahar's. Once Malzahar's 6,
yeah,
Cho'Gath's.
yeah. The health from the max HP damage from Malzahar.
Yeah, Hecarim's just gonna be able to run up on him.
Yep. But we'll see.
See, I'm curious to how Hecarim will impact the early game compared to Rammus.
That's right. As Royal Kitsunes says, hashtag beta win. And yeah, if you're on Twitter, go ahead and tweet out the hashtag of whatever team you want to win. Hashtag beta win, hashtag omega win. And I'll tell you what, that will literally do nothing for you. But you can tweet it. I'm not even going to look at them. But maybe your friends will like it, and then that feels pretty good. Karsa joins Royal Never Give Up. So there's that from Esports Land. One of my friends texted me. I was trying to remember. We had this weird like month in our lives where we were like, we should buy Smurfs and like play on Smurfs. And so we all got one, and I couldn't remember like whose was who. So I tried logging onto one today and couldn't get on. And so I like sent the recovery email, and my friend just texted me like 10 minutes ago and was like, yo, were you trying to get onto that account? And I was like, fuck yeah, send me the credentials. Like I don't know what rank it is, but I've been really itching to play some lower elo stuff. And now we're here.
Yeah, I loaded up a Smurf like a while back. It's pretty fun for a while, but then it's just like you start to miss the challenging, the really close games and
Yep.
stuff.
It's good for like 2 games.
Yeah.
Good for like a break, like if you're in the mood to just play whatever,
Just be lazy and
Yeah.
still smash kids.
Yep. Yeah, kick your feet up and just use your mouse. And don't even use a keyboard.
Just unplug your internet.
Yep. Yeah. The old Kazakh strategy.
The coverage.
It didn't work out for him in game 1, but
It's a meme now.
we have loaded onto the Rift almost. Still a little dark for me, but pretty Christmas music playing. Gingerbread's all pointing. Oh no, those are ginger minions. Wow. Oh, this map is cool. I haven't had a lot of time to just like look at the map, but just looking at it now, pretty well done. Nice job, Riot. Hire me.
Hire me.
Really like that Worldbreaker Hecarim skin too. It's cool.
Yeah, it's really nice. I like that. I like the charred milk guy. It's different. You always see the championship or
Or
victorious.
Meowkai is the other one.
Yeah, Meowkai's really nice.
Because saplings are so annoying.
Where's the Tarek skin, dude?
I don't know, man.
What are you doing?
What a Smurf hike. Getting rooted up. Grand Paradox is here. Smurf hike forced to flash over. Rupture lands on both of them. Nice hit from Iris, but already forced the summoner out from Smurf hike in the early game. And we've seen level 1s go much worse this series, but not that bad. Just a flash out of the Rammus, so he won't be able to pressure as much early. Rammus said such cheese he was off screen. Just trusting that Omega wouldn't come in and invade him, and they betray him and force out the summoner spell, so good advantage. Series score is 1-1. This is the final game in the series. It's a best of 3, so winner takes all this game.
Twitch actually opted to go for cleanse. this matchup.
I wonder.
Not
Probably
too
scared
sure.
of the Malzahar.
Well, you can't cleanse.
You can't
Malzahar.
cleanse it, yeah.
Maybe he's just scared of the Leo.
Yeah. Interesting. Because I mean, he's played against Leo now twice, right? So,
Yeah.
and
Not
didn't
too
really have troubles in the first one. But I guess as Twitch it's easier to get caught as Twitch than Tristana, so maybe just a little bit more safety.
That extra harm reduction for when you open up on him with your ult.
Yeah, yeah. Also, Alucard did take the heal, so I mean, Tarek gets to stack that up. Iris doing a really good job landing these ruptures, but unfortunately for him, Malzahar does not have to land anything. He just has to click on you, and he trades back that damage there. Does hit the skill shot with the wall, but oh my god, look at that aggression from Iris. He flashes in after the rupture. One more auto does. That's first blood in the mid lane. Well played by the Cho'Gath, knowing that he could get him with the ignite. That was amazing. So cool. I think it auto. Oh, they did that. I was gonna say it. I thought they auto ordered the champions in the champion bar down at the bottom. Nice stun though in the bottom lane. I don't think they're going to be able to pick up any kills. Rupture misses. Good dodge by Cerulean, but good pressure there. Original Broski trades back some damage onto Jinagami, but the scoreboard in the client, I thought they ordered it all automatically, but then I realized that they did that all in Champ Select. They go by their own orders. I'm used to having to like reorder it to match the lane matchups properly, but not this time. They did it for me. 1-0 though. That Cho'Gath, that was an intimidating play. You know, you don't normally see a Cho'Gath flash onto you at level 3. So nice job from Iris.
I guess he wanted to switch something up from the Zoe game.
Yeah.
Surprise him a little bit.
Uh-oh, Maokai coming in for the gank. And slightly out of the turret range. Nice rupture. He's trying to trade back the damage. Deez has to be careful. He's so low, and Ornn picks it up at the very end. But Bombay is here. Picks up one back on to the Cho'Gath, and he gets a knockup from Ornn, but Smurfike has gone down to Kippa and trades another one back. His Paradox is here. He's unstoppable. He's got so many minions to help him. Kippa, oh, double kill for the Ornn. I thought for a second the Malzahar was going to be able to get out of that with the help of his trusty minions, but he cannot. And Ornn is now 3-0-0. That's going to be tough.
It's a pretty scary Ornn now.
Yep. No thanks. I would forfeit. Five minutes in.
Maybe someone will DC.
Oh yeah, that's true. You can't rule that out. The internet has been a real factor in this series so far, so can't really give it away completely. Jinagami goes slightly forward. They're playing aggressive here. Beta's bottom lane is playing aggressive, but they do need to be careful still. Both of them very, very even in the bottom lane, but they're just trying to get this wave pushed into the turret. And maybe at level 6, see a roam from Twitch towards the mid side. I think this is the first time that we haven't really seen a bottom lane focus, but Cho'Gath went for a really, really aggressive invade, and Iris could be in some huge trouble there. Skiba is putting down the damage, but oh my god, Bombay gets chomped down, and Smurf Hike is the next one on the docket. But Jinagami is here. He's only level 4. He's not really doing that much damage, but Kippa is in a bad spot. He uses the stopwatch. It's now broken. He can't tell time, but he can tell what time it is when he's dead, because he's got all the time in the world to look at a clock. And now it is 6-2 for Beta, and they are taking a huge early game lead. Cho'Gath 3-1-2 right now. Huge. Cho'Gath huge. Ornn huge. That's not good.
It's looking pretty sketchy.
Yeah.
The
Number-
Hecarim's getting behind early. It's gonna really hurt their team. Overall, so it's almost like the Kazakhs in a way.
Yeah.
It's
Um,
not.
I'm worried about Broski because he's going to have a Fed Ornn and a Fed Cho'Gath coming in on him. You know, so hard to kill him.
But
And also,
he's-
they're going to be so tanky, so.
He's on Jinx. She surely needs those items
Yep.
to really shine.
Yeah. If a Rupture lands, if the Call of the Forge God lands, any of this, then Jinx is going to be in some real trouble. And those are hard skills to dodge. So, well, not the Rupture, but the Call of the Forge God is. But, I mean, Iris is making Rupture look like a non-skill shot. He just comes in and chomps him down again. Killing spree 4-1 and 2.
As we were saying this, he hits his Rupture.
Yeah. Rupture's easy to dodge. Ah, no, he's dead. Like, man, that's kind of what I was expecting from the Cho'Gath in the first game, and I'm glad I get to see it here. Iris showing why he wanted to play it so much and why it got banned away from him in the second game is he's obviously really, really good at the champion. In the first game was landing a ton of Ruptures, just couldn't really get the follow-up damage, and did have to deal with the annoyance of Zoe. But we see when a champion isn't super overtuned, what the Cho'Gath can do, and you just flash in level 1, establish or level 3, get first blood, establish some dominance, and then now you see your team to a 2k gold lead at about 8 minutes in.
Good.
Yeah, the Jinx pick is a little bit interesting. I don't know where it came from either. This Jinx using press the attack, so here I saw the pinch from the bans. Oh, look at that. I thought they were going to try to get aggressive. They saw Leona went to ward in the river, so they wanted to punish the Jinx there. But nice job from Broski walking away. Yeah, it's like the Jinx came up out of nowhere, but when you have 480 carries banned or whatever, and then Twitch taken away from you, I mean, I guess he's just feeling good on it after the pentakill. That's kind of my interpretation of it.
Yeah, I suppose so. I prefer to see Jinx with a support, like Janna, Lulu,
Yeah.
things like that.
Yep, she's got good range with the rockets. Safe, relatively good mid game, especially if you have like a Nami or a Janna, like you were saying. Maybe even the Karma as well to help with the speed ups, help with the kiting. But here with the full engage of Leona, I think that Jinx lacks the damage from the all-in potential of Leona. Like you need more coming out. You need the Xayah. You need the Tristana to be able to go in with you, and unfortunately Jinx just lacks those tools, so tough for her, but we did see how good Jinx can do in the late game. Got the pentakill, got the victory, so we'll see what happens here. But it's looking pretty rough for Omega. And Beta, even behind gold last game, was able to win team fight, so now that they're ahead, I don't know. It just seems like a tall task for Omega to be able to take this game off of them. And we do see the bottom side is going to get some action. Iris was coming in, but they spotted out Bombay. Ghost is being used, and he's a super fast pony, but he is just running away. Top lane boring. Top lane's really. I mean, top lane's always boring, but this especially.
Really wish he picked Yasuo.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what the matchup is like. Well, he wouldn't want to play into Ornn. I think that was probably why he didn't want to do it, but nice engage. The ultimate is there, so he is invulnerable for a second. Shinigami does get the flash out, and Alucard is safe now. They used a lot of spells there, and Smurfhike has shown up. He has opened up the spray and pray, and he's doing damage onto Broski, but Broski flashes out as well. 2 teleports channeled in from the top side of the map. Cerulean follows with the flash, and the suppress is there from Kiba, but Bombay does not have the angle on him, can't knock him back in, but Malzahar secures one onto the Rammus, and it looks like both teleports were canceled there. Or no, one of the teleports, sorry, was from Malzahar, rather. So Malzahar did actually show up in the bottom lane, and Cho'Gath could not follow. So didn't have the kill pressure early on. The Malzahar and got first blooded from the ignite, but is using that teleport summoner spell to his advantage, helping out the bottom lane and getting a little bit back for Team Omega here. Wow.
Cho'Gath still looking really strong.
You see that rupture? I feel like there's almost no way that didn't hit. He was like pinned to the wall there. That was interesting, but yeah, Cho'Gath almost at 100 CS right now, 12 minutes into the game. Farming very efficiently. He's got the Morellonomicon. Oh, maybe that's what it, maybe it was his passive. But Akiba doesn't have the mana, and so Iris is just going to be able to keep shoving this wave in over and over again, chipping away at this turret, and they will have control over the Drake too. So if they get the Rammus and the duo from the bottom side down here, they could secure their first Drake just from the pressure that Cho'Gath is putting on in the mid lane. It's me.
It's me.
Twitch is annoying.
Twitch is a meme.
Yes.
He's a little meme.
I think I was playing with a Kha'Zix the other day, and I heard this quote, I think for the first time, but one of Kha'Zix's quotes, I think it's probably his joke, is he ate an Optimus the other day, but he just couldn't keep him down. I thought that was like the funniest thing ever. I played Kha'Zix at least like 20 times, and I'd never heard that, and I thought it was so funny.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Twitch's voice a lot more annoying than Kha'Zix's though, so.
For sure.
Not as bad as Ezreal's joke spam or taunt spam or whatever, the you belong in a museum.
I honestly wish they gave him like some better spams.
Yeah. I don't know, that one hurts my ears. Like I have to mute people if they have an Ezreal spamming that. Like I think I played against one that bound it to like his spell keys.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was just always going off, and I was like, "Oh, shut up!" So it worked. I mean, if his goal was to tilt me, it definitely worked. But then I just muted it and I moved on. But it sucked that I had to put the effort in to mute it.
Sure. He probably has his own shit muted.
Yeah. No, seriously though, because I don't know anyone who could deal with that, or he just like plays it so much he's numb to it.
Yeah.
Hecarim's been hanging out on the bottom side of the map a ton.
Yeah. No, he's...
Yep, I'd like to see them get something going mid lane again on the back of the Cho'Gath, but Kiba has that passive up, so not really able to get picked just yet. Rammus, 51 CS, he's still behind the Hecarim, and he hasn't really been making his presence known right now. Smurfike did really good in game one, came in for a huge dragon steal, but do see an engage down in the bottom lane. Jin Agami does not get rooted, or does not get taken out just yet, but does finally go down to Broski, and Broski continues to hit. He lands the zap, but he does not go forward because of the turret there. Twitch just got blown up. Nice play. I was talking about how much the Hecarim was floating on the bottom side of the map, and that's why a nice rupture lands onto Bombay, but that is enough damage to be taking out the Twitch, and they really have to feel sad there because, I mean, with Twitch being their one large damage threat, I know Cho'Gath is huge, but he isn't a DPS guy. He's like a take one person out of the fight kind of guy, and is easily kiteable, you know?
If he lands his stuff, then he has to flash up.
Yeah, it's really conditional, really tough to land damage, and so the consistency here from... Oh, wow. Yeah, I was going to say that was an interesting spot to try to recall. But if the Twitch keeps getting destroyed just from the ultimate of the Hecarim and then the damage from Leona on top of that, that might be bad news here for Team Beta because of how reliant they're going to be on Twitch in this mid-game. Then again, I guess having to deal like... It's much easier to kill a Twitch when you don't have to deal with a 4-1 and 2 Cho'Gath and a 3-0 and 0 Ornn up in your grill every 2 seconds. So when Team Beta starts grouping up like they are right now, we may see something a little different. Smurfite comes in. Cho'Gath tanked it first, and now Jinigami is the one taking the aggro. Teleport comes in from the Maokai. He shows up, but he's a little bit too late, and he did push in the wave before he teleported down, but just does not get much out of that summoner spell. A good pick. They're up about 2.2k. 8-4 in kills, but it's 17 minutes into the game, and there has not been one tower knocked down yet. Bottom side for this blue team, that's the closest one, I think, but is still a long way from going down. Oh, right as I say it, D's Games comes in the top lane because Grand Paradox was actually putting the hurt down up in the top lane on this turret. He's 3-0-0, got the adaptive helm already. He has his Merc treads, Bomby Cinder. I mean, almost has the full Sunfire cape. He's going to be real tough to deal with, but Maokai's tough to deal with as well. And they're just kind of casually slapping each other and farming the minions. Typical top lane. Ooh, Kiba uses the ultimate already, but yeah, Cho'Gath's got a QSS. That is an early purchase from him. Smart itemization again from the Cho'Gath, able to get out of there. So he's gonna not feel pressured at all from Malzahar. Still a Drake available too. I find it weird that Team Beta has not tried to focus the Drake down. I mean, they have the Feast available from the Cho'Gath, they have the Rammus and an Ornn. Like, they could easily group up here, and I think they do win the skirmish. So a little odd that they're electing to play this so slowly, but they have the lead and they don't really want to risk it, I guess. But if Twitch just keeps getting dove over and over again, they're gonna have to start making some plays at some point.
Yeah. Like to see Hecarim. It's so hard for Hecarim to get in on Twitch sometimes.
It is, but it's easy for Twitch to get in onto Broski. He's invulnerable at this point, but once again, it is a 3v2. Jinigami trying his best to finish it off, and he knows that he's dead, but he just wants it, and he does not get it. Just like me, every Christmas, not getting what I want. And neither does Twitch there. He goes down again. So they tried to make something happen, and it gets turned around on him because Hecarim has been bottom side this entire time. And that means that Ornn has been able to just sit up there and soak waves, but Maokai's doing a good job doing the exact same thing. So looks like that Bombay down in the bottom lane, taking a ton of damage from Smurf Hike, and is able to walk out. First turret blood goes to the blue team in the bottom side of the map. So Grand Paradox, his work just does not pay off. Nice knock up there, but oh my god, his Maokai is healing up so much damage. It's ridiculous. Grand Paradox, he's supposed to be the OP champion here, but he is getting the worst of that trade. Yeah, Hecarim choosing Flash instead of Ghost is really interesting to me. The ultimate is usually plenty to get him in and out of fights on a lower cooldown than Flash, so he normally does take the Ghost so he can gank more often with a lower cooldown summoner spell. So yeah, interesting choice from Bombay here, but has been making himself known on the bottom side of the map, so can't really fault him for his pressure here. Just interesting choices with the summoner spell, and did elect to finish Cinderhulk before going into Trinity Force, but we'll go there and then presumably tanky after that. And we'll still have plenty of damage to try to take out the Twitch in the backline, but we have to worry about the eventuality that there's going to be this group up and they have to deal with the Ornn and the Cho'Gath in a skirmish, and that's going to be tough. I have a friend wondering if he could stay on my couch. See. Yeah, you, yes, you can. It's like, what? It's like 10 o'clock. What are you doing? But that's all right. 2K gold lead. They did get a tower back in the mid lane as Cho'Gath 4-1-3 has just been exerting so much pressure. Kiba's really been getting punished in the mid lane on this Malzahar, and this is the second time we've seen a Malzahar kind of be useless. Engage onto the Cho'Gath. He's really tanky. Flashes into his team. Bombay's unstoppable. He uses the onslaught to get in, but now everyone is invulnerable, and Jinagami is on the front lines right now, but Maokai has shown up. Uses the grasping roots. He's going through. Call of the Forge God comes down as well. Grand Paradox knocks an out. Shutdown for the Jinx, and Hecarim picks up one on the backside, but Twitch returns the kill. Grand Paradox tanking up so much damage, and the Twitch is here, but he just doesn't. Why? Why? Twitch going? You have full health. They just did not fancy that. Maybe did not have the item spike he was looking for, but Twitch with full health. They did not want to go into the Jinx Leona there. I think they may have been able to get a drop on, but I guess not. They play it cautiously, give up a couple of kills, and they're going to lose a tower here on the tops of the map as well. I think I said as well like 4 times. As well.
As well.
Yeah. That's what happens when it's past your bedtime.
Jinx is getting pretty strong. Twitch is also fairly strong, so it's gonna be interesting.
Yep, he's been hitting the gym, but this is the close game 3 we were looking for. Gold lead, very, very, very small. Ocean Drake goes over to Team Beta, but tower lead is in favor of Omega, and it could once again come down to these late game fights, and each team it's 1-1, so I mean it's anybody's series at this point. It's real close League of Legends, and a lot of this is going to be on the back of the AD carries. Twitch with the CS lead maybe favorable right now, but Jinx is 3-0-3, so has the gold. They're almost exactly even in terms of items, but I do think that the Twitch is better in right now at this point in the game. Would you agree with that? Yeah, me neither. Me neither. It's like me on Tinder. I ask them a question and then they don't reply. Feels sad. Feels sad.
I was just spacing out, bro.
No, it's good, man. It's good.
Yeah, I was thinking about some shit.
What's on your mind?
just some other shit. Yeah.
You're just gone.
Oblivious to that question.
That's awesome. Oh, there's a flash engage from the Leona. Misses the solar flare. Teleport's coming in to try to protect the mid lane tower. Perfect is here, but he's suppressed up. And Kiba is already used the ultimate. He's rooted. He's silenced. He is being ticked down from the Malefic Visions and the Jinx. They just brute force their way through this mid lane turret as Cho'Gath works his way downwards. These games looks for the engage, but a nice open up from Jinagami, but he gets picked by the Leona immediately. Oh no! Bombay comes in onto the backside, and Alucard is used, and look at that. There's the Taric ultimate that they needed from before. Cho'Gath has still not made his way into the fight, and a double kill for the Jinx. Ornn comes and returns one back, but Jinx is still firing from across the wall. Call the Forge God comes through, and the Do tanks are really trying their best. He gets locked up and he is eaten, but Jinx picks up another kill, and then he pushes to an unofficial quadra kill for the Jinx. And this is the second game in a row that Broski is just going ham.
Yeah, they got split up there. I feel like if Taric and Twitch they had stayed together and they opened up the Taric ult, they would have had a chance there.
Yep. Sometimes
no
that happens.
Either.
Yeah, they used the Mal's ult early on to the Rammus.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, that was just tough. Like, Twitch had a good line of sight onto the back line, but the problem was the Zenith Blade. Like, Leona did a really good job recognizing Twitch where Twitch was right as he opened up and was able to get the CC onto him. If he could have dodged the Zenith Blade, I really think that he would have been in a good position to carry that fight. But Cho'Gath also took forever to get there, and it was a 5v4 that they just couldn't hold on to. So now it's 13-13 in kills. But because of the 5-2 lead in towers, Team Omega has gotten themselves about a 2k gold lead so far. It's 28 minutes into the game. Still anybody's game, but a slight lead for Omega, who is trying to close out this series.
Twitch is still really strong. He's putting out a lot of damage there too.
Yep. Yeah, that was like 2 autos, I think, half health Jinx. So
Jinx has a Dominix now. Then says he's gonna put a dent in the front line.
Yeah, and Broski's been doing a really good job hitting from the outside. So, I mean, that's where you want your 80 carries to be. That's where you never have your 80 carries if you're on my team. But it's like he's feeling the high from last game. Got the pentakill at the very end of last game. Is now 7-0-4 on Jinx in this game. I mean, you have to be feeling good, and he's playing really good. So I would put my money on Broski coming through in this game. The only thing that can really stop him is the Cho'Gath flashing on and feasting. But with the peel, with good positioning, Jinx should be able to just withstand, sit in the back line, take out these tanks with the Lord Dominix, but not if Leona gets caught. She is CC'd up. She is locked up, and Iris picks up a kill onto the Leona. They are now pinging towards Baron. It's a 5v4, but they do really have to be careful here. I mean, it's a good choice to try to force something around the top side of the map, but this 4v5 really isn't as easy as they think, especially with the debuff of the Baron if they choose to start it. They clear out the Vision. They do start on the Baron, and they check the bush. Alucard is here, and he is looking to open up already. Call the Forge God. Lands onto the Jinx. The Jinx is down. Shutdown gold is secured by the Cho'Gath as they continue the fight. Jinagami is in the back line, spraying and praying, and his prayers are answered right now by the rest of Team Omega, and they continue to press forward onto D's games. I don't think they're going to be able to kill him, but they are trying their hardest instead of turning back onto the Baron. So, I mean, an interesting choice. Nice Solar Flare locks up one, but they don't have enough damage to take out Jinagami as he peels back, gets the reset, and a couple more kills come over for Team Omega, and it's just a back and forth fight. We talked about them being able to get onto the Jinx, and they did call the Forge God with the knockup, and then a follow-up from the Cho'Gath. Exactly, just pitch perfect, exactly what they needed to do, and once again, slaying Kiba. Just a tough game here for the Malzahar, 2-7-9, as Team Beta, is just knocking down some turrets and has swung the gold lead back in their favor, 3K.
Just back and forth. And then Jinx got caught up there.
Yep. Yeah, so reliant on the 80 carries. I mean, Twitch gets caught out in a fight, they lose the fight. Jinx gets caught out in the fight, they lose the fight, you know? So that's where my eyes are going to be as we continue to see these. Hecarim forcing a little bit more time from Iris, who, look at that, level 17 Cho'Gath compared to a 13 Rammus. That is, he's the biggest, he is the highest level in the game by 2 levels right now. Pretty ridiculous. That is a gigantic Cho'Gath, a gigantic AP Cho'Gath. So he's going to hurt too. Flash and Ignite are not available for this next fight, so he does have to be careful. But that's okay. Each team has an Ocean Drake, and Baron is up 30 minutes into the game. Could go either way. They're definitely tanky enough to handle it as a 3 or 4 man unit. Ornn strong on the bottom side of the map with teleport available. Jinagami is in stealth. They're looking to maybe find Jinx alone, but can't do it. Nice job them trying to establish vision. Oh, there he is. He found it. And look at those bursts of damage. Jinagami has found the pick that they were looking for on the Jinx, and that is just unfortunate. We talked about it in the pregame. It's tough for the Jinx this game. I mean, without the mobility, just getting unloaded on there from the Twitch, and that should be a Baron here, but we'll see. That it is a 50-50 with the smite. I'd like to see him pop the Taric ultimate and actually turn this fight right now, and that's what they're doing. Call the Forge God comes through, knocks up one, Leona flashes out of it, and now that they got some summoner spells, they're turning right back to the Baron. It looks like Team Beta is going to be able to secure this one. Omega looks, I mean, the Malzahar is looking like he wants to try to take out the inhibitor in the mid lane right now, try to get something on the backside, but I just don't think he's going to be able to do that.
They need to be careful here because Twitch can sneak up on him.
Twitch coming in from the backside, yep, and Rammus is rolling in dirty too. They're going to try to stop the Maokai with the Baron buff. If a Rupture lands, this Maokai is dead. Let's see, he does nice use of the ward and the tunnel. To... Yo.
What's up, man?
Yo, what are you doing?
I miss you.
I miss you, man.
What the hell is Eki doing up here?
Hey, are you part of NightFall League?
I believe so.
Yeah. Well, guest everyone, we have a guest color caster right now. Does anyone recognize this beautiful man's voice? If you don't, this is the Renekton top only.
No, don't do this.
It is the Renekton top only. Just started streaming again, huh? Are you planning on streaming more, or was that like a fluke?
Oh, that one stream? So that was kind of like a teaser. Starting, I think December 26th, I'm going to really start getting at it again.
There you go.
Unless
December
I'm washed
26th.
up, and I'll stream for like a day, and I'm like, all right, I'm washed up.
I think Renekton's in a interesting spot right now, so
He's like the worst top player in the game.
yeah.
I like to think, though, it's because I'm in Dawn. And then once I get back, the win rate's going to pop over 50%.
May have to swap to mid.
No.
Renekton mid
But
only.
At least mid.
Dude, you think Renekton's garbage right now? Elise, like Elise mid was was terrible before, but now it's just even worse. Oh my god, like there's just, I can't do anything. I used to be able to do something. Oh my god, Cho'Gath goes in and he goes on, and already Malzahar has been taken out. Taunted up, Leona goes down as well. Team Beta is gonna take a dragon for themselves, and they are up 6k. This is looking real tough for Team Omega and Original Broski on Jinx. Sorry, you're probably wondering what I'm yelling about because you're not spectating the game. But Team Beta, 6k gold lead at this point, did secure themselves a Mountain Drake. They have the Baron buff. They have an absolutely gigantic Cho'Gath. So they should be able to take and probably break down the bottom side of this map right now. Smurf Hike just zoning him out, but Jinx actually doing pretty good damage already with the Lord Dominic's there.
It's gotta be careful of the Twitch though. Twitch and chill.
Bombay is on the backside. Smurf Hike is already been taken. Actually, that's a dead Hecarim. That's a double kill for Cho'Gath. He continues the onslaught forward, and Maokai returns one back onto Taric, but the Ignite's going to finish him up, and Ornn secures that one. That's going to be the base. That might actually be the game for Team Beta here.
Yeah, it's pretty over. The Taric is just so strong in this situation.
There he is. Yeah, can't really get on and assassinate. We talked about it early. Taunted up, Jinagami and Cho'Gath together forever in harmony like ebony and ivory, and they're taking down the final turret of this series. Team Beta takes down Team Omega in 36 minutes, 27-15, a big gigantic golden Cho'Gath, and that's the game. It was a good series. Good series from both teams, and the Cho'Gath just got so far ahead. The Ornn so far ahead early. There just wasn't much that they could do. One misstep from the Jinx or one misstep just in general from Team Omega was enough to spell disaster for him. I don't even know how to spell disaster, so I'm not going to try. But it was spelled for Team Omega as they are taken down 2-1 in this series. A Nightfall League. We did it. We survived the pauses and connection issues, and we got through a full 3-game series. So thank you guys for hanging out. Rias, what do you got for the stream or for any of your fans watching today?
Shit, I'm tired as fuck, not gonna lie.
Yep.
That was long. But hey, Team Beta pulled it out with the last one. They played really well in the last game. They set up their fights pretty good. I think they deserve the win.
Yep. If you were to give an MVP, who would it go to?
Tarek.
Tarek.
Yeah, that shit's OP.
Tarek with the OP pick. Yeah, it is. It is. It really is.
But MVP Cho'Gath there. He played really well.
Yeah, 13-3-8 on the Cho'Gath, most damage to champions in the game. I mean, Malzahar did do way too much damage for somebody that far behind, but Iris just showing the aggression early on the Cho'Gath, getting first blood with the flash and the ignite. So totally well played from the Cho'Gath, well played from all of Team Beta and Team Omega. Amazing series. Thank you guys for having us tonight on Nightfall, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Don't do anything Jesus wouldn't do, and I'll see you another time.